prepared to play. ESPN's Tim Bontemps says this standoff probably won't end anytime soon.
I think what's more likely here is that this lasts another 4 months, and that sometime between now and the trade deadline in early February, the Sixers come up with a deal that makes sense for them to move on from Ben, and they do.
Tim Bontemps here on Canty and Golick Jr. Nets and 76ers on ESPN tonight at 7:30 Eastern, followed by the Lakers and Suns. Titans offensive lineman Taylor Lewan is out for Sunday's game against the Chiefs, still in concussion protocol. Buccaneers wideout Antonio Brown out for Sunday's game against the Bears with an ankle injury. Tight end Rob Gronkowski also out again with a rib injury. Game 6 in the ALCS in Houston. The Astros leading the Red Sox 3-2. They can wrap it up tonight at home. Our coverage at 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Sign up with DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, and use code CJR to get a free shot at millions of dollars in prizes up for grabs this week with your first deposit. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. We're here, glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Theriot, 1 hour from right now. ULL head coach Billy Napier in hour 3. Yes, I will ask him point blank if he has interest in the LSU job. Phil Steele in 15 minutes from right now. A gigantic part of the conversation everywhere, despite the fact that LSU has just actually moments ago on their buses headed down Government Street toward North Baton Rouge to board a plane to Oxford, Mississippi, to rekindle one of LSU's oldest and greatest football rivalries, the Tigers and the Rebels. Cannon blasts Halloween night, the night the clock stopped, the Ballad of Archie Who. You know all of the history. So naturally on this Football Friday, we would start with coaching rumors because the silly season is upon us. And every time a coach is asked about or addresses the LSU job, naturally, we're going to talk about it here. Earlier this week, we let you hear from both Jimbo Fisher and Dabo Sweeney as they were asked about the job. The latest is Penn State's James Franklin. Now, James Franklin is one of the betting favorites to become LSU's next head coach. He is a very popular name in coaching search circles. Earlier this year, when Clay Helton was fired at Southern Cal, he was immediately thrown into the conversation for that job. He denied interest. And this week, James Franklin, at his weekly press conference, was asked not specifically about the LSU job. The way the gutless reporter decided to ask the question was, Coach, do you get tired of hearing your name thrown about for different jobs? Here's what James Franklin said.
I've kind of already covered this. I know you're going at it from a different angle, but yes, you do. For me, I'm very. I guess the best way to describe it is I care what people think, and I want to handle things the right way all the time with the players, with the staff, with the administration. I want to use the golden rule, right, and treat people the way you'd want to be treated. So yeah, I want to come to work every single day and do my job and help these players achieve their dreams and the staff and do right by the university and the community. So yeah, I do.
So to be clear, James Franklin is tired of being asked about other jobs. Very pointed question from the reporter there, and the media mecca of College Station. Not College Station. Happy Valley there. Wherever it is, in Penn State. Ask the guy if he has interest in the LSU job. And State College is what I was thinking. I knew it was a college there. State College, Pennsylvania. As a refresher, there are 3 types of answers to the coaching question. For a sitting coach asked about another job, there's the denial. That's Nick Saban saying, I'm not going to be the Alabama head coach. But then he became the Alabama head coach. There's the non-denial denial, which is what Jimbo did earlier this week. That's, I love my job. I got a great job. I want to keep my job. Didn't say, I don't want your job. He just said, I love my job. So it's the non-denial denial. And then there's just the non-denial. And that's what James Franklin did, where he didn't even address whatsoever loving his job or a lack of interest in another job. He just spoke sort of whimsically about wanting to help people reach their dreams. That was a total non-denial. He had the opportunity to say, if he wanted it, in an open platform, that he had no interest in the job. By not saying that, of course, speculation is going to run rampant. What ultimately this will come to is who Scott Woodward decides is the guy, because you've yet to hear, Dabo's the closest when he said the only Death Valley I'm concerned about is the one right over there. But you've yet to hear any other strong denials. You've heard non-denial denials, and you've heard non-denials. But you haven't yet heard the very strong denial, which means most of these coaches would keep their option open if the opportunity to take the LSU job were there. James Franklin is squarely in that mix. Listen, he can stay at Penn State his whole career if he wants to. He's a Pennsylvania guy, and Penn State hasn't won a national championship in more than 30 years. So it's been almost 40 years now. But Penn State is not going to be winning a national championship in this era of college football. It's not to say they can't catch lightning in a bottle at some point, but to constantly and consistently be there, it's not going to happen in State College, Pennsylvania. So James Franklin understands you can stay there at Penn State, make $5 million a year, have a ton of job security, but always have this glass ceiling. Or you can go to a place where the last 3 coaches have won a national championship and they could close to double your salary. Are you interested? Of course you have the conversation. Every coach always has the conversation. You at least have that exploratory thought and you hear out the other side. Where does it go? I don't know. I've been told that William Tate, as LSU's president, has a very strong interest in James Franklin being at the top of his list. Is it ultimately his decision or Scott Woodward's? My belief is that there will be a collaborative effort, but Scott's the AD and will get to hire the coach based on whatever parameters are set forth with criteria and salary and all that stuff. Remember also, James Franklin has a $4 million buyout. My opinion is when you are willing to spend $17 million to make Ed Ogeron go away and another $9.5 million to pay off the rest of his staff, you're basically spending $26 million for a bunch of men to not coach your team. If you're going to make that kind of financial commitment into having these people not coach your team, you sure as hell aren't going to be scared away by a $4 million buyout or whatever it would cost. Let me say that again, whatever it would cost to get the person you want. You are all in. It is you have pushed all the chips to the center. You've put your net worth on black, and you are waiting for that roulette wheel to spin. You are going all in on this if you were willing to pay the money you did to get Ed Ogeron out, because that means if you spent $26 million of some rich guy's money, you cannot screw up this hire. So whatever it costs to get it right in the minds of the LSU administrators, they're going to make it right financially. So yes, James Franklin would very much be in the mix if LSU does choose to go down that path. Another name that people mention often is Joe Brady. So Joe Brady had media availability on Thursday of this week with the Carolina Panthers. It's worth rehashing this. Brady was at LSU for one season. He had come here to LSU from the New Orleans Saints. Prior to that, he was in the college game. Coincidentally, he had been at Penn State there under Joe Moorhead. But now he's with the Carolina Panthers. The book on Joe Brady when he was here was that he did not like recruiting and was looking for a way to get back into the NFL. Joe Brady had NFL head coaching interviews last year before this season, and my opinion firmly is that he will be an NFL head coach next year. But nonetheless, Joe Brady was asked his thoughts on the Ed Orgeron news about Ed Orgeron being fired.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have any thoughts. Unfortunately for us, we just came off of a loss, when all that stuff came out. So that was the last, there's a lot more things on my mind. So I don't really have many thoughts with that. I had a great experience, my time in there, but I was way more concerned with our performance, this past Sunday and finding ways for us to improve it this Sunday.
I think that's an understandable response. And then he was asked if he had any interest in the LSU job.
All those things, from a coaching perspective are things that, I don't really pay a lot of attention to. It's one of those things like after seasons, I think about those things. But right now, I got to do a better job at being the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. And that's all I'm really concerned about right now. Again,
that is the non-denial. Remember the tiers. There's the denial, the non-denial, and then the non-denial. That was a non-denial. So if Joe Brady wanted the conversation around his name to quiet down, he did nothing there to silence that at all by just saying all I'm concerned about is being better with the Carolina Panthers. So we press on with Scott Woodward with a sharpened pencil. You wouldn't sharpen your pen. That would be counterproductive. With a sharpened pencil, an open checkbook, and a lot of guys who have yet to deny outright interest in his job with about 6 weeks before we get an answer. All right, it's after further review. A lot of coaches are still coaching, and a lot of games are going to be played. While we're talking about the coaching carousel, they're going to tee it up and kick it off tomorrow all over the country. Phil Steele will join us as he does every Friday to preview the biggest games from around the college football landscape. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about River City's 1 hour air, 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. When you drive around town, I really want you to be intentional about this. I want you to look when you're driving on the interstate, if you're on I-10, if you're on Highland Road or Airline Highway or Burbank or Perkins, wherever you are, even in your neighborhood, look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. That's River City's 1 hour air. You see them all over town because so many of your friends and neighbors trust River City's 1 hour air the same way that I do, for the same reasons that I do. Expertly trained technicians. They've serviced our community for 40 years. Listen, when you stay around for 40 years and you have more 5-star Google reviews than you have double the amount of 5-star Google reviews to the next closest competitor, you're doing something right. It's River City's 1 hour air. 752-0001. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can...
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Football Friday on AFR. Another opportunity to catch up with Phil Steele to preview the biggest games in college football. Make sure you pick up your Phil Steele College Football magazine, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, or at philsteele.com. And, of course, get to the Phil Steele YouTube channel. Take that Phil Steele Plus tour. Phil, as always, we appreciate the time. How are you?
I am doing great, Matt, and I imagine that folks are a little bit happier in Baton Rouge this week.
Hey, man, it is never a bad thing when you whip the Florida Gators and play a little spoiler, but that might be the best that LSU has to do for the remainder of this season. We'll get to LSU in a bit. A light morning slate, Phil, but when you get in the afternoon, you have some better games. Now, I want to start with a team that LSU's familiar with this year, and that's the UCLA Bruins. Despite losing a couple of games, they're at home against 10th-ranked Oregon, and UCLA, I'm looking at it right now, is a 1-point favorite. What gives here, Phil? Why should we like UCLA in the Rose Bowl in this game?
Well, I think if you watch the teams play this year, I've been more impressed with UCLA than I have been with Oregon. Now, Oregon did play a really good game against Ohio State, and going to Columbus, come out of there with a 7-point win, that's remarkable. But the rest of their games been very average this year. You look at the Fresno State game, they trailed in the fourth quarter. Arizona, they led by 5 in the fourth quarter and were actually outgained by the Arizona Wildcats. Stanford, they lost 2 on the road. And then Cal, they needed that goal line stand to hold off an overtime game against a Cal team that's only won 1 game this year. So pretty much non-impressed with what I've seen from Oregon. Meanwhile, UCLA, the Fresno game that they lost wasn't pretty, but it was okay. The Arizona State game was not good at home, but the rest of their games have been good. They beat of course, LSU, beat Stanford on the road, Washington on the road. They handled Arizona a lot easier than Oregon did. And I like the way that Charbonnet and Britton Brown are running the football. DTR, the main thing here is DTR's cut down on his turnovers. 13 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions this year. So I think when you look at the two teams, UCLA's actually impressed me a little bit more. They're at home. I think the Bruins do get the win here this week.
Phil, the other thing that's perplexing, both LSU and Clemson, less than 2 years ago, were playing for the national championship, and here we are less than 2 years later, and both are road underdogs this weekend. Clemson is a 3.5-point underdog at Pittsburgh. I mean, I could ask the question what's going on with Clemson, but is this a weekend where maybe they figure it out and get a road win over a ranked team?
Well, it's the first time they've been an underdog in ACC play since 2016. So you figure that they're going to get their best, their best shot. They'll give it here. But I tell you what, Matt, you take the logos and off the jerseys, and I would probably favor Pitt by 10 to 14 points in this game. The way they've been playing defensively, Clemson's really good up front. They've got one of the best defensive lines in the country, but Pitt's actually got one of the best offensive lines in the ACC. They really slowed down the Georgia Tech defense. It was getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Kenny Pickett is having a phenomenal year. For 4 years, Pat Narduzzi has told me this guy's an NFL quarterback. This guy's going to be in the first 3 rounds of the draft. And a lot of it's been, I'll believe when I see it. Well, how about 70% completions, a 21-1 ratio? In fact, I saw a stat they showed on ESPN this morning. His numbers are very close to what Joe Burrow had for LSU a couple of years ago. So it's really remarkable numbers for Pickett. They're starting to get the run game. Israel Abanikanda is a guy that has the size and the speed. And after like 3-4 weeks, I'm wondering why this guy's not getting the football. But he finally had 140 yards rushing last week. They've got dangerous receivers in Addison, Wayne, and Mack. They've got an excellent tight end in Lucas Kroll, who came over from Florida. It's a really good team at Pitt. And they've got a good defense as well. They're holding opponents to 32 yards per game, below their season average. And I thought if Clemson's ever going to get that offense going, it would have been after the bye week. Well, 314 yards against Syracuse, that's not really getting it going. So it's an offense that's going to continue to struggle. Uiagalelei only has 4 touchdown passes all year. I think Pitt's the better team and get this one at home.
He's on Twitter at Phil Steele 042. The third Saturday in October means we're graced with another rendition of Alabama blowing out Tennessee. Yet we still have this absurd scheduling philosophy in the SEC, Phil, because of this hallowed rivalry where Alabama's a 25-point favorite. Can Tennessee even keep this close?
Probably not. I go back to the Florida game. They may keep it close for a half like they did against Florida, and then probably wear down the second half. Now, I will say this. Last week when Alabama played Mississippi State, the yards at the half were actually even, 200 to 200. Mississippi State settled for a couple of field goals, had the crucial interception return for a touchdown, and another key interception cost them a score. So that game was probably a little closer in the first half than the final score would indicate. But Bama, coming off that loss 2 weeks ago, I think they'll be a determined team the rest of the season and maul through the rest of the regular season schedule. And Tennessee probably gave their best effort last week, coming up short against Ole Miss. I don't know how much they have left in the tank for this one. I like the Tide.
Phil, let's move into the evening window where this is the ABC night game. Ohio State is a 3-touchdown favorite, but they're on the road at Indiana. And every now and again, Tom Allen's team jumps up and might pull a shocker. Did so last year in Happy Valley. What chances do we give Indiana, not only of keeping this one inside the number, but maybe challenging Ohio State in a 4-quarter game?
Well, you go back to last week's game against Michigan State. Michigan State top 10, undefeated. And in the first half, Indiana had a 12-2 first down advantage. They had a 217 to 57-yard edge. Now, their problem has been the red zone, and their other problem has been their schedule. Believe it or not, Ohio State is basically the 5th top 10 team that Indiana's playing this year. They played Iowa, Cincinnati, Penn State, and Michigan State so far, and now they're getting thrown into the fryer playing Ohio State at home. These two schools are fairly close to each other. Ohio State fans among the best traveling in the country. Wouldn't surprise me if the crowd's near 50-50 for this, especially after the disappointing start for Indiana. And without Michael Penix at quarterback, Jack Tuttle is an adequate QB, but he's not Michael Penix. Their offense is not quite the same as it was last year. Defensively, they're playing good, but I don't think anybody can stop this Ohio State offense. Even in the loss to Oregon, they had 612 yards. Travion Henderson, a running back. C.J. Stroud's got an 18-3 ratio. Best receiving core in the country, an emerging offensive line, and a defense that's playing better. So Indiana's a decent team. I think they'll play really good in the second half of the season when the schedule gets softer. But I like the Buckeyes to win this one by more than the 3 touchdowns.
Couple minutes left here with Phil Steele. Also in the Midwest on Saturday evening, up in South Bend, rekindling of a great rivalry, Southern Cal at Notre Dame. The Irish are a 7-point favorite. That's a 6:30 Central Time kickoff on NBC. Phil, Notre Dame, despite the loss, still certainly has to feel like they're playing for the possibility of playoff contention. Does Notre Dame roll against Southern Cal?
Yeah, and I think if you look at USC's 3 losses this year, they've all been by big margins, and you're wondering why is the spread only 7? But there are actually 3 things that USC has going in its favor in this game. The first one is USC doesn't have a chance in the Pac-12. I mean, they've got 3 losses in Pac-12 play already, including head-to-head losses to Utah, and they don't have a chance of winning the Pac-12. So you look at the rest of their schedule. What's the biggest game on your schedule besides UCLA? Look, naturally, it's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I could see their talented team getting up for this. And if you followed USC this year, I mean, they look great against San Jose State. Then they looked horrible against Stanford. They look great against Washington State. They looked horrible against Oregon State. They look great against Colorado. They look horrible against Utah. Okay, it's an up-and-down team. It's their week to be up. And the final factor in their favor here, and the reason I like USC plus the points, is Notre Dame generally plays down to the level of their opponent. They beat Florida State by 3. They beat Toledo by 3. The Purdue game was closer than a 14-point margin. They lose to Cincinnati, and last week they trailed Virginia Tech 29-22. They really haven't blown anybody out. The Wisconsin game was not 41-13. That was a very close game when Wisconsin's quarterback went out. So add it all up, or when the turnovers happened to Wisconsin, I should say. Add it all up, I think USC takes this one down to the wire, and it's going to be a good game for that rivalry.
Phil, we will get to LSU and Ole Miss. There's one other one that I wanted to ask you about out west, because Oregon State is a team that just really intrigues me with the way that Jonathan Smith has built that program back to respectability. It's a night game on the Pac-12 networks. Unfortunately, many of us here won't get to see it. But Utah 4-2 at Oregon State 4-2. Little Pac-12 after dark action. What do you think happens there up in Corvallis?
Well, I tell you what, the situation greatly favors Oregon State here, and the fact that Utah's two biggest games of the year were USC and Arizona State, their main two opponents that they have in the South. They just vanquished both of them in back-to-back weeks in an impressive fashion. Now they've got to go on the road, and they've got a game against UCLA, their next biggest South opponent on deck. Meanwhile, Oregon State is fresh off a bye. Just laying in wait for Utah, and they're going to be pumped up at home. Remember the last home game, they beat Washington. So a really good situation for Oregon State this week. But I do feel that Utah is the best team in the Pac-12 this year. And if you looked at their season, you go back to that Washington State game. They had played 3 very average games to start the year. They got upset by BYU, upset by San Diego State. They're trailing Washington State 13-7 in the third quarter. And then the light switch went on. 17-1 first downs after that, and they beat Washington State by 11. They crushed USC. A little struggle in the first half last week. They trailed 21-7, but had a really dominant second half, 28-0, and rolled to a 35-21 win. Cam Rising is a quarterback that can throw and run. The defense is playing like I thought they would at the start of the year. So now that they're over that little slow start they had to the year, I think they're the best team in the Pac-12 and capable of handling a very tough situation. I like Utah to go on the road and get the win, and I think Utah is going to be your Pac-12 South winner this year.
Phil, before we get to LSU and Ole Miss, let's tell people about Phil Steele Plus and, of course, the YouTube channel where people can go take that Phil Steele Plus tour.
I appreciate that, Matt. Go to philsteele.com, and you'll see the Phil Steele Plus tour with selections. It's up right now. You get 8 free selections. They cover FBS, FCS, NFL, show you how to use the website, but also, more importantly, get you some free selections. Also some quick hitters in there as well, so you actually get more than 8 plays, and it's all for free. So go to YouTube, go to philsteele.com, but take the Phil Steele Plus tour with selections.
All right, Phil, LSU and Ole Miss. Ed Ogeron, as the head coach at LSU, has never lost to his former school, Ole Miss. But this is a perplexing situation, and this has been a tough team to put your finger on all year. Phil, you told us last week that if LSU had a better showing against Kentucky, you would have picked the outright upset for LSU against Florida. So that was at least in your view a week ago. What do we make of this? A lame duck coach against his former team, LSU down all these starters, Lane Kiffin smoke screens about Matt Corral's injury. I throw my hands up in the air and I see a line which currently is at 8 but has been as high as 10. What do you make of all this, Phil?
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the end of that Mississippi-Tennessee game last week. Corral was banged up, and as you mentioned, we don't know if he's going to play or not, but most likely. Then you look at the receiving corps. They were down their top 3 receivers. They were down some offensive linemen as well. It's a banged-up Ole Miss offense. And their defense, which looked pretty good the first 3 games, has not looked so good the last 3 games, giving up over 500 yards per game. LSU, a head case team if you've ever seen one, but there is talent there. And I don't think they can absorb many more cornerback injuries, but I do like the guys they're throwing on the field right now. And overall, they have the talent. So I think we're going to see that the Florida game give them a little boost this week. I like LSU to make a game of it and potentially pull the upset.
Wow. It would be incredible times around here if LSU manages to pull back-to-back upsets as a significant underdog. We'll watch it all play out next Friday. We'll be right back here with Phil Steele previewing the biggest games in college football. He's on Twitter at PhilSteele042, PhilSteele.com. That's STEELE, PhilSteele.com. Make sure you get to YouTube. Subscribe to the Phil Steele YouTube channel and take that Phil Steele Plus tour and get your free selections. Phil, you're the best. We always appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks. You too, Matt. Have a good one.
It is our pleasure. Remember, after the LSU Ole Miss game, T-Bob and I will be live at Don Juan Cigar Bar for Whiskey and Wine. If you can't be there at Don Juan with us in Town Center, join us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel or the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel now, like the Facebook page, set notifications so when we go live, you can join us as soon as the game goes final with LSU and Ole Miss tomorrow from Oxford. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging around. Theriot in 30 minutes from right now. ULL head coach Billy Napier at 5:15 there in Hour 3. Pick'em coming up at the top of Hour 3. Ton to do. Glad you're here. Football Friday, AFR.
AFR.
Of course, if you need a spot to watch all of your college football action tomorrow, Pluckers. Nicholson just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. They open their doors at 11 a.m. So right when those morning games are kicking off, you can be right in the middle of all the action at Pluckers. Want something to do tonight, before or after the high school games? Pluckers. You got Pelicans, first road game of the season at the Bulls. Need a place to watch? Pluckers. You got a nice docket of college football action tonight. You need a place to watch? Pluckers. Tomorrow, all throughout the day for your college football action, your NFL action on Sunday. Of course, they have the NFL Sunday ticket. So any game you want to watch, if you're tracking your fantasy team, it's a great place to set up shop all day long and watch every NFL game all day Sunday at Pluckers. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet right in front of the Mall of Louisiana. Award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. It's Pluckers where you like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my four boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I'm glad you're rolling along with us here in a Football Friday edition of AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Interesting story. Malcolm Jenkins used his time during the bye productively, financially certainly. Malcolm Jenkins has become, the Saints safety, Malcolm Jenkins. He has become a minority investor in the Premier League's Burnley Football Club. Do you know what Burnley Football Club is? Are you at all a soccer person?
I don't know what Burnley Football
Paul, are you a soccer person at all?
Not at all.
All right, so no one here's a soccer. So the soccer is like exclusively for the morning show then, I guess. Burnley, whatever that is. But good for him. Apparently Malcolm Jenkins took a tour of historic Turf Moor Stadium. No clue. But it's in England, and decided he wanted to jump in. We've seen Patrick Mahomes, LeBron, Durant all invest in soccer teams, and now Malcolm Jenkins can join that mix as well. He made the investment through his holding company, Malcolm Inc. But this is the other cool part. Part of Malcolm Jenkins' foundation is helping young people learn how to invest. He said his foundation has adopted high schools in Philadelphia and New Jersey, providing them with savings accounts that contain $40 to start, and then a financial literacy app that provides games to learn the basics of investing, debt, stocks, and other things. So good on you, Malcolm Jenkins. I mean, I think I'll editorialize here for a second. A massive deficiency we have in our country is we don't teach financial literacy in high school. Like the fact that we don't teach kids about debt and savings and things like that is a massive problem. Why we have so much issue with debt in our country, but that's a different topic for a whole different show and a different format altogether. Just good on Malcolm Jenkins for what he's doing in his charity. Congrats. He's now a minority owner in a soccer club in England. All right, it's after further review. We'll go around the SEC in just a second. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I was there earlier today. Told you before, hormone replacement therapy could help you if you want to feel like your younger self. If you struggle to fall asleep at night, when you wake up you're not rested, if you find it difficult to lose weight or build muscle, maybe you just are lethargic and you don't have the energy, the motivation to get in the gym. If you get in the gym, you don't see results. All of that could be a result of reduced hormones. And your body, as you age, produces less of the hormones that contribute to how we feel. So they can take a simple blood test. Dr. Todd Howell, an MD, will go over your lab results with you and let you know if they can safely and affordably supplement you. So I go every Friday, I get an injection, and I'm out the door. You don't need an appointment. It's safe, it's affordable, and I feel great and have for the last half decade now since I've been on this therapy. And you can find out if it's a solution for you. TheAntiAgingClinics.com, TheAntiAgingClinics.com. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online. TheAntiAgingClinics.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Ole Miss Rebels.
I will go over SEC game capsules. Of course, Ole Miss will host LSU. LSU leads this series 64-40-4, the 109th meeting all-time between the Tigers and the Rebels. Last week, of course, LSU beat Florida. Meanwhile, Ole Miss was in a nail-biter against Tennessee. This is a good Ole Miss offense. 4th nationally in rushing, 5th nationally in scoring, 3rd in total offense. LSU defense, meanwhile, 84th in scoring. Can the Tigers keep pace? Find out.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs, the Vanderbilt Commodores.
Because the schedule says they have to. Mississippi State and Vandy will tee it up and kick it off from Nashville. Mississippi State leads the all-time series 14-7-2. State got crushed last week by Bama. Meanwhile, Vandy was victimized by South Carolina. Zeb Nolan came off the bench to throw a game-winning touchdown pass inside of the final minute as South Carolina beat Vandy 21-20. These teams are abysmal. Rushing offense, Mississippi State's 130th, dead last in the country. Vandy's 110th. When you look at things like passing defense, State 99th, Vandy 105. Neither of these teams are really good at anything. You would assume Mike Leach's offense can score, but not really. Vanderbilt's 127th in scoring offense. Mississippi State 94th. Can anybody score the football on Saturday? We'll find out, but State and Vandy, 3 o'clock on the SEC Network because they're obligated.
The Tennessee Volunteers, the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Tennessee has not beaten Alabama for as long as Nick Saban has been the head coach in Tuscaloosa. The winning streak is at 14. 2006, the last time Tennessee beat Alabama. Yet the entirety of the SEC, the entire scheduling method is all held hostage by the sacred third Saturday in October, where Big Orange gets slaughtered by Alabama. Oh joy, we all get to watch this crap pile where Bama's a 4-touchdown favorite. Whatever.
The Texas A&M Aggies, the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Last week, Carolina, as we mentioned, beat Vanderbilt 21-20. A&M, no hangover after the Alabama win. They blasted Mizzou 35-14 on the road. Now the Aggies back in the friendly confines of Kyle Field for a 6:30 kickoff on the SEC Network. A&M defense has been good this year. The rush defense has slacked a little, but all in all, 14th in the country in scoring defense, allowing just 16 points a game. Hard to imagine how Zeb Nolan and the Gamecocks get going offensively against that Aggie D. Look out, man. A&M, they've got 2 early losses, but an Alabama slip-up somewhere along the way would put A&M right back in the thick of it to get to the SEC championship game if they can run the table. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com, gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you get from our friends at Gulf Coast Office Products. All right, Theriot's going to be in studio in less than 20 minutes from right now. We'll knock out our final break of hour number 1. When we come back, Jay Ducote will be in studio for our Football Friday tailgate segment of the week. A ton to do, and glad you're here on a Football Friday of AFR.
AFR.
Of course, the official banking partner of the LSU Tigers and of the New Orleans Saints, Hancock Whitney Bank. My bank as well. You have branches all over the Gulf Coast. For 120 years, Hancock Whitney Bank has been so many people's bank, mine included, where they say, at Hancock Whitney Bank, your dreams, our mission. That's their mantra. If it's saving to put your kids through college, if it's wanting to open that small business, maybe it's taking that dream honeymoon or dream vacation you never got to take, Hancock Whitney Bank, they want you to don't put your goals, your lifelong visions on the back burner. Make them a reality and let Hancock Whitney Bank help you along the way. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC, 120 years. They've been helping people make their dreams a reality along the Gulf Coast. HancockWhitney.com to find a financial center near you or to bank online. Hancock Whitney Bank. HancockWhitney.com.
In most cases, you'll never get more for your trade-in than right now at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. Now's your chance to upgrade. You can pre-order your new Toyota today or choose one of our pre-owned vehicles and we'll buy back your current vehicle at a price that will absolutely amaze you. You can walk away with more money in your pocket than you ever thought possible. At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, that's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've got that blue sky, I've got that sunshine.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals.
But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. At LSU, we play hard, but we tailgate harder. Light your burner. Fire up the grill. It's time for our Football Fridays tailgate recipe of the week with celebrity chef Jay Ducote.
I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I really learned how to cook tailgating for LSU football.
Of BitingBooze.com.
There's whole pigs cooking in Cajun microwaves and big cast iron pots of gumbo and jambalaya and red beans and rice and these amazing South Louisiana dishes. That's how I learned how to cook.
All right, Jay is in studio. Skip is here from Chris's Specialty Foods. I got to start, guys, before we talk about the food and what's going to happen tomorrow in Oxford. I have to start, though. Jay, last week, stood here and picked LSU by 10.
Yep.
Picked LSU to beat. You picked Florida, too, didn't you? Or did you go home route?
No, I just said the new guys are gonna play well.
All right,
I didn't give a score.
And Coben picked the Tigers just because I was like, dude, you can be a homer. So he picked the Tigers. But Jay went out and said 30-20, right? I think.
Yeah,
now,
something like that.
Your total,
31-21.
I think you just meant the total for one team, is what you meant, right?
I picked the LSU by 10.
No. I know. I'm saying the total, like, because you. So if you said 30-20, that's 50. That's like what each team scored was 50. Like LSU scored 49.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke. Don't worry about it. But Jay picked LSU to win. He deserves a round of applause for not bailing on his team.
Thank you.
And absolutely decided that he was going on it. Man,
I don't know if I'm doing that this week, though.
2 years in a row, though, we've had the Gator. You texted me. 2 weeks we've had a Gator in studio, and 2 years in a row, and Gators got cooked by the Tigers. As LSU is a significant underdog. Beat Florida 2 years in a row. It's incredible.
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful thing to behold.
A lot's going on for LSU football this week, but man, it felt good to beat the Gators.
Oh, dude, it's like I had someone ask me. Like, I think I might have shared this earlier in the week. I had someone ask me on Saturday morning when I was doing like morning scone or something like that, and the person said to me, "I mean, I never want to ever cheer against my team, but I don't want I don't want them to win and then have Ed Ogeron maybe survive." I'm like, no, like,
bruh.
Always cheer for your team. Oh, because days like that, it's so beautiful. And like this, I know it was 11 a.m., but man, the 60,000 or whatever was that showed up. Yeah, man. They made a day, and it was, dude, just enjoy your football Saturdays, man. It's fleeting. Like,
and as we saw, it wasn't going to change the outcome of the coaching decision.
Oh, it had already been done.
Right, that was already done.
By the way, I kind of knew it was already done. It was easy to call it, like, to be in a predictive mood last week because it was already done earlier in the week.
So
but
let's beat Florida. Let's beat Ole Miss this weekend. How about that?
You know what they're doing this weekend? They're
having sandwiches in the Grove.
No doubt, but they're retiring Eli Manning's number.
Oh, that's
and,
cute. Didn't they paint the end zone?
They painted the end zones.
Manning.
It says Manning across the end zone.
Aw.
And I believe you were there in 03.
I
weren't
was.
you? Yeah, so
I was absolutely there in 03.
both there. It was one of the most fun days.
Yeah,
ever.
that was back in that was in my undergrad days. I was a student leader. We did a student government bus trip to Ole Miss, and me and Colin Ford ran a bus. And we had a lot of our friends on there. Eusebio Gongora with South Bend Southern Poke was on that bus. There were a lot of great people on that bus. Everybody had a nickname. We got down there. Great times.
So they got Manning. They got Manning in the end zone. The 10-yard line.
Yep.
The numeral they painted him red. So that's what we'll see tomorrow as they retire Eli's number. But it's very fitting because LSU's coming to town, and Eli right around there. It's right around here is where Eli fell down.
Is that where he fell?
Chad Lavallee blew up their center and threw him right into Eli's lap, and he knocked him down. Tripped
Eli
him.
fell.
Eli fell. It was really fun leaving the stadium that day and just tripping every 10 yards or so and mocking the Ole Miss fans.
Which time was it that we took a knee?
That was 2011.
Yeah, that was a good time too.
Oh, that was taking a knee with
5 minutes left.
52-3 and 5 minutes to go and taking a knee on it. The end of the Houston Nutt era. So we'll see how tomorrow's game goes. One thing's for certain: if you're going to be in Oxford, if you're going to be at home watching, you're going to eat really well. So, what do you for a game like this? Is it ribs? What does a day like this call for?
Yeah, here's a weird thing about the Grove: you can't have fire inside the Grove. So if you're tailgating at Ole Miss, that's why they all do finger sandwiches and this Chris Specialty Foods boudin and sausage and crackling tray would be great because you can just show up with it already done because they won't let you actually burn anything. No barbecue pits, no propane burners in the Grove.
You can just have the little what are they called? The things that keep things warm.
I don't know if you can even have the little sternos.
Sternos. You can't have sternos
because it's an open flame.
It's a flame, and you can't have a flame.
So actually in 2013, I tailgated right outside the Grove, like literally. I just walked I stepped outside of the Grove and I cooked a gumbo and had my barbecue pit going and a writer named Brett Martin that was writing an article for Bon Appetit was shadowing me and a buddy of mine named Jack Coben, who's an Ole Miss guy who's in Baton Rouge now, so shout out to Jack. But he wrote an article for Bon Appetit magazine about kind of the dichotomy between LSU and Ole Miss tailgating. And it's a really cool article. You can still find, if you just Google J. Ducote Bon Appetit, it's out there. It's a really great article about LSU Ole Miss tailgating and Bon Appetit.
It's almost like the rocks in Field of Dreams. Where you're right there, but on that side of the rocks, it's a different
I took
world.
A step and was like, cool, I can light my barbecue pit now, right?
Nice.
And they're just yeah, I guess so. It's like,
That's so
I'm
good.
not in the Grove anymore.
Skip, tell us about what you brought as well here, because it is a good opportunity to start thinking. Halloween's a week away, but that means Thanksgiving's like a month away.
It is. I brought a half of a turducken, so a turducken roll with a few sides for Thanksgiving. The big push now is if you have freezer space at your house, think about buying your turkey and buying what you need now and saving it in your freezer, because there is a shortage, and you don't want to be stuck the week of Thanksgiving looking for a turkey in town.
That's a great idea, by the way. You go to the website, I would assume chrisspecialtyfoods.com, right? Back-to-back guesses. So chrisspecialtyfoods.com. And if I'm looking, holiday specials, right? Mm-hmm. So tap holiday specials, and there you go. You could see all of the things they have to offer right there at the website, chrisspecialtyfoods.com. So if someone was going to make their own turducken, is that something someone could do at home?
Well, there's a lot of deboning that goes into that, and those expert butchers over at Chris Specialty Foods know what they're doing with getting the duck and the chicken and the turkey to all fit together. It is something that could be done at home, but it's a lot of knife work with a boning knife to take the bones out of those smaller birds to be able to stuff them in to each other. Skip, I would imagine that's something that your butchers just get really good at because they do so many of them.
Yeah, we got one guy in the Millerville store that literally all he does all day is debone chickens and debone turkeys, and we're going to time him one day, and he can literally do it in 30 seconds. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's done.
But it's a lot of work for
It
somebody
is.
that doesn't know where all those joints are.
But he's
and-
also been doing it at Chris's
Yeah.
for 20 years,
Yeah.
20
Right.
plus years.
We got about a minute. What are you cooking tomorrow?
What am I cooking tomorrow? Probably tacos at Government Taco,
Got it.
actually. And then I'm going to try to get over to the Zapp's Beer Fest because that's what I'm going to do with my
Very
Saturday
cool.
afternoon.
Very cool. Should be a beautiful day as well.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Game. Skip, you start.
Corral is doubtful, but I think he's still going to play.
That's Lane Kiffin.
It's
being
going to
Lane
be
Kiffin.
it's going to be
Come on.
another high score just like last week. Hopefully get the ball last.
Yeah, they're going to put up some points on us.
Yeah.
They're going to score like, 42. So we'll score 43.
Are you going LSU
Let's
by
do
a
it.
point?
Yeah, LSU by a point. Let's go.
All right, Jay is back on the record. By the way, I have incorrectly I'm on a hell of a streak. I have incorrectly predicted the result of every LSU game this year, except McNeese in Central Michigan.
Yeah, good. Keep it going.
Seriously, I've been
you
wrong.
You got
every
Monroe,
game.
you got Monroe coming up later. So
I
you
got
can
at least one more in the bag. Let's hope. Anyway, but I have incorrect. So that streak, I hope, continues because I've told you since the summer I'm picking Ole Miss in this game.
Yeah.
And they're an 8-point favorite right now, and I'm picking them again.
So it's not double digit anymore.
It's not. It's down to 8. But I would love to, I would just keep picking against them every week if that's okay. Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all. Hour 2 with Theriot coming up next.
AFR.
Love telling you about DraftKings, and DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL, is DraftKings. So, it's a great night in sports. You got the NBA tonight. DraftKings. You got some really good, you got a good slate of college football games tonight as well. DraftKings. Tomorrow, full day of college football. Sunday, a full slate in the NFL. DraftKings. Your leader in daily fantasy. Go to DraftKings.com or download the DraftKings app. And when you use the code Baton Rouge, when you sign up, use the code Baton Rouge, one word, all smushed together. You will have a free chance at winning millions in prizes. It's easy. Go to DraftKings.com, download the DraftKings app, sign up, use the code Baton Rouge, pick your lineup, stay under the salary cap, and then you'll compete to win millions of dollars in prizes. It's at DraftKings. Again, download the app, sign up, use the code Baton Rouge to get a free shot at winning millions only at DraftKings and DraftKings.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Ben Simmons will miss another game tonight for the 76ers, the home opener against the Nets. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Simmons told Coach Doc Rivers today he's not mentally ready to play. Simmons will be evaluated by the medical staff. Meanwhile, Woj says the Sixers aren't getting the offers they want.
Typically, it's a small market team trading a player to a big market, which is usually the direction this is going. This is unique in that it is a big market team that's talking to a lot of small market teams about a player going in the other direction.
Adrian Wojnarowski on KJ and Max. Sixers and Nets on ESPN tonight at 7:30, followed by the Suns and Lakers. Giants kicker Graham Gano tells The Athletic the Panthers put his career in jeopardy by misdiagnosing an injury in 2018. Gano and the Giants will play Carolina on Sunday. Tonight, Game 6 in the American League Championship Series. The Astros host the Red Sox. Houston leading the series 3-2. Nathan Eovaldi and Luis Garcia, the starters, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Want to look like $1 million? Upgrade to a Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razor for a noticeably smooth shave thanks to their 6 precision-cut stainless steel blades. Find your perfect shave with Dollar Shave Club stores. Yep, that's Dollar Shave Club in store. So go to the store and find them. I also need to know where my...
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload. Get the point.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
104.5, 104.9 ESPN Baton Rouge, 100.3 ESPN New Orleans.
This is legit, dude. Check me out. I got camo paint on my face.
Ryan Theriot hitless in 4 at-bats.
When it's 20 degrees, Matt, and you're sitting in a deer stand, it's freezing cold. Okay, you need a beanie on your head.
Our weekly visit with Ryan Theriot is brought to you by Bowie Outfitters. Bowie Outfitters, your home for everything outdoors.
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Dawa Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yuso. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Yo, bro. Hey, what's the occasion? That you took a shower.
And washed my hair.
And washed your hair, yes.
I hadn't washed my hair in 3 days.
That's gross. But believable.
So I walked out of the house. I went home today to go check on. We had some stuff going on at the house.
Okay.
Some work going on. So I went to go check on it. Jonna was outside working in the yard. That's
Always,
what she does.
yep, that's what she does.
Every day.
Every day.
So I went inside, checked my stuff that I needed to check, came walking back out, went to go give her a kiss because I was coming to the show. She goes, "Are you wearing that?" Like one of those, like, that ain't going to work.
Yeah.
So she said, "Do you have something done them? Because Houston plays tonight." I was like, "I don't think I do, but I'll go see if I can rob Houston's closet."
Yeah.
There wasn't anything in there, so I took a shower and I put this on.
So you're at the point in your life where you can wear your kids' clothes.
Yeah. He's my size. What do you want me to do? It's not funny.
Stuff writes itself, doesn't it, Muse?
I
Oh, wait,
mean,
Muse isn't paying
that's what
attention.
it
He's
is.
high.
He's my size. He's not high yet.
Oh, you're right. It's 4:04.
4:04.
16 minutes. Just wait.
So but I actually did wear this morning. I had this same outfit on, this different shoes. I had on.
Oh.
See, these are the Louis.
I like those.
Yeah, you like that?
Those are Louis.
Yeah.
Look at with the LV on it on the
Sorry.
bottom. How much did you pay for those?
I went all Louis today.
How much do Louis Vuitton shoes for guys cost? Are those for guys or are those for girls and you just put them on?
So they're for guys.
I don't think
so. This morning I didn't have these on, though. I had on the brown loafers, LV, too.
Oh, okay.
Today was a Louis day.
A Louis day.
Yeah, so I went with
Are the jeans Louis? Do they make jeans?
I don't think they
What about the shirt? That looks like
No,
a
no.
bluefin tuna. What is that?
I just a shirt I got.
What is the shirt with the little fish on it?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is either.
I don't know. But it's just a shirt that I have.
Got it.
So I wore this outfit to St. Jude this morning.
Yeah.
The
You went to St. Jude?
I did.
Aw, did you see Erica?
I saw Erica.
Oh, good.
I saw Erica. They had Cedric Harris and Marie Ferdinand Harris were speaking to, I believe it was just the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders for the Be Like, on behalf of the Be Like CJ Foundation.
That's really
Very cool message, by the way. Those kids are super fortunate. Marie was here yesterday speaking to the LSU women's basketball team. So they came, and I got to hang out with Ace, my man. He's a stud. Took him on his official visit to LSU yesterday. He's 7.
I saw the photographs of Ace that Cedric posted around the LSU campus. Really cool. BeLikeCJ.com, by the way, is the foundation. Of course, CJ was Cedric and Marie, their son, who tragically died earlier this year. And they've done a beautiful job of memorializing him through their foundation and turning their tragedy into something positive for others. So BeLikeCJ.com if you want to donate or learn more about their story.
Yeah. Ace is 7. He was racing high school kids at the football game last night. And winning.
And winning.
Yeah.
That does not surprise me.
Genetics.
Yes. Dad, really good baseball player. Mom, stud basketball player. Yeah, it's going to work out okay.
Yeah.
It's going to work out okay.
Yep. How you been? What you been doing today? What'd you have?
Oh, you should see my calendar.
Big day?
Oh.
How's your crypto?
Really well. But when in a normal year, the fall during football is an avalanche on my head. I don't see my family much. I tell my extended family, like, I'll see you in about 3 months.
Yeah.
And they know it. And then they still invite me to stuff. And I'm like, guys, how long have I been doing my job? You know I'm not going to see you again until December. Like, I'll see you at Thanksgiving.
And I don't want to tell you no, so stop inviting me.
Yeah. But then, of course, HUDCO has been added to the plate. And we had this big storm come. And so that's been an avalanche.
Yeah.
And then, GameCoin has been, dropped into my lap, and it's been amazing. And I'm basically de facto GameCoin tech support.
You are tech support.
Because so many people know that I know how to buy GameCoin that my phone blows up all day. Like,
It's happened since we've been here.
Since we've been sitting here, yes.
We've been
It's
here for 7
almost like
minutes.
I sat at lunch and helped 2 people on board, and then I'm leaving here tonight to go to Phil's Oyster Bar because I have meetings lined up with people back to back to back to show them how to buy GameCoin.
What's your charge? What do you
I
charge?
don't charge
You need to charge.
I'm not
You need to charge.
charging
Oh,
anybody.
yeah, dude. You need to charge hourly.
I'm
Just,
not charging
just like a lawyer.
anybody.
$300 an hour.
But basically, like, it's so funny. I kind of need a scheduler just for my GameCoin
your
appointments
GameCoin
to show people how to buy games.
Your tech support.
I have tech support.
That's so good.
I'm good. So, like, I walk people through this on the phone without even looking at the app. I just tell, like, I know what the process is. So stupid.
No, it's not. It's awesome. I love it. I think it's great.
But yes, my crypto is doing well.
That's good.
Look, dude, look at the text line into the show. Look, I'm serious. Just since we were talking about that. How do you buy GameCoin? How do you buy GameCoin? Matt, how do I buy GameCoin? What podcast can help me with GameCoin? Like, everybody's on about GameCoin.
Get on the boat, boys. Taking off, pushing off. That's good. You're the guy. Phil's Oyster Bar tonight, 6:15. If you need to buy GameCoin,
that's where I'll be.
Go meet Matt.
Or if you hate me and you want to come threaten me like some of you internet people do at times.
They do
Man,
that.
I'll see him and kick your ass. Well, I'll be there.
Phil's Oyster Bar.
At Phil's, 6:15. That's where I'll be. I'm leaving here. I'm going there. But one of the guys I'm helping, I would not recommend threatening me because that guy could really hurt.
He could wreck you.
Yeah, wreck. Yeah. I wouldn't mess with me. Tonight would probably not be a great night to try to come confront me. All right, anyway, do your letter.
Yeah, I got a letter.
I'll check these messages from people asking me to help them buy GameCoin.
You can start on that, and I'll do this. So we got a football game this weekend. Got a little letter that I penned. Just figure I'd share that with you guys. How much time we got, Muse? Got a little time?
Dude, look at that one. How do I have my game coin?
Game coin.
Y'all think I'm kidding?
Dear old piss. Can I say piss?
Yes, absolutely.
Dear old
Please
piss. Yep. I remember the time LSU put a player's last name in the end zone. No, I don't. Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They put Manning in the end zone.
Yeah, they did.
They
did.
Yep. Eli was a great quarterback. I was actually an Eli fan when he was over there. I love the fact that he'd party and get hammered and people take pictures of him. Like, it was great. And I heard all kind of good stories. Like, he was a dude. He's a dude's dude at Ole Miss. He was the guy. Won a bunch of games, but he never sniffed a national championship. Therefore, painting his last name in the end zone is both stupid and desperate. Also understand that Archie Manning was an Ole Miss Rebel. We went there.
Mm-hmm.
Great player as well. And I do know that you're trying to lure Arch Manning to Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
But have some pride. I would say act like you've been there before, but y'all haven't won anything of any significance in 60 years on the football field. 6-0. You finally got a coach that's pretty damn good, and he's basically begging to come to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
If Woodward were to make the call tonight to try to hire Lane Kiffin, he would be at Bogey's by midnight. With a Tridelt and a Kaio on either arm.
No FIMU? No?
With a Tridelt and a FIMU on either arm, wearing his visor. Matt Corral's a fraud. I know you don't like that take. He's going to throw 3 picks tomorrow. I know that. Y'all have a center fielder that's playing running back. And that's the truth.
It's true. He's one of them.
And get this. There's a guy on your roster named Kincaid Dent.
He's the backup quarterback.
Is that how you say it?
I think it's Kincaid, but
I like
I could be wrong.
Can I call him Kincaid?
Call him whatever you want.
Kincaid?
You're going to do it anyway.
Kincaid Dent. Okay. You ready for this? It gets better. You've also got a dude named Sellers Shy. If that's not a frat name, I don't know what is. Nevin Wells. It's a good one. And Snoop.
Oh, he's good.
They're all on your roster. I'm not sure if it's a Sigma Chi roll call or a 2000s rap reunion going on over there in Oxford. There's also a dude named Momo Sanogo. Momo Sanogo plays football at Ole Miss. And Sincere David is a real name.
I love it.
There's a dude named Sincere. It's probably David, but I'm going to go David.
No, David. Of course you're going David. Naturally. I
As
know
always-
I know the Davids in Central, like Chad David.
Yeah.
Great people.
Remember Brad David? Heck of a left-handed pitcher. Cali guy. Went to LSU. It's my guy. Love Brad
I
David.
thought that was Brad David.
I know, but I like to say David.
Did you? 'Cause that was actually Brad David.
That was Brad David.
That was Calikai.
I know, but I call him David. And he
But
did
there
this
are the
David.
Davids from Central.
Yeah, Kyle David.
David's Tiger Express.
Don't they? They make the food.
Oh yeah.
The steaks.
Oh. And they got the Dairy Queen.
Why wouldn't they? Who doesn't like Dairy Queen?
Great people, by the way.
Yep. As always, y'all win the name game, but just like the disappointing blowout you suffered at the hands of Alabama, the Tigers will let the air out of your sails tomorrow at 2:30. I'm picking the Tigers to win this one, by the way.
Whoa!
Yep. Everyone knows that there's only 2 reasons to go to Ole Miss. Number 1, the boosters are paying your car note. Or number 2, the sorority girls.
Yes.
Unfortunately for y'all, everyone gets paid now. So you better hope the Tridelts continue to pump out studs. Otherwise, Arch is headed to Texas, and Lane will be right behind him. Sincerely, Ryan.
It's after further review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. We'll do some kick rocks when we come back on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Every home listed by every company, all in one place. Agent225.com. Agent225.com. Buying or selling, commercial or residential. Agent225.com. Call Darren James. Why would you call anyone other
I don't know.
than the realtor who sells more homes than anyone?
It's dumb not to do that.
I mean, he's in the Wall Street Journal's Real Trends list of the top 1,000 realtors in America. He's the top 1% of realtors, not in this state, in America. And he's right here in Baton Rouge. Why would you call anyone else? You wouldn't. You shouldn't. You wouldn't. You call Darren James. 335-7666. 335-7666. Remember, working with Darren obligates you to nothing. If at any point you're not thrilled, he'll let you out of the contract free and clear. Call Darren James. Get your home sold.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Hunt and Hill, The Early Line. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
1 hour from right now, we'll chat with Billy Napier, head coach of the Raging Cajuns. Full disclosure, I'm going to be straight up with y'all. I'm not calling them anything other than ULL or UL Lafayette. I ain't going to change just because he's on the phone with him. Call him ULL, or I'll just stick to Raging Cajuns. What should I do?
Can I call him USL?
I don't care what you do. You can call them USL or Cajuns. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful. I appreciate anyone who's going to give their time to the show. I'm always grateful for that. And Billy Napier's a hell of a coach, man. What he's done there in Lafayette is fantastic. And you talk to people ear to ground in the coaching profession, and they rave about this guy. Like, he's already turned down South Carolina, Auburn, and Mississippi State. He's had 3 SEC offers that he's turned down. You could tell, like, he's just waiting for the right spot to take a job. And I will ask him point blank, do you want the LSU job?
Yeah, you want it.
I'm going to ask him that. Like, you can't. you weren't here, but in the first hour we played this cut. James Franklin, the Penn State coach, was doing his media availability this week up in State College at Penn State, and the reporter asked him, "Are you tired of having your name mentioned for other jobs?" Like, of course he's going to say, "Yeah, no, I'm not, I actually wish they would invite me."
Yeah, no, I love it.
But you have to ask the question. Like, that's why that is negligent as a reporter. If you have this opportunity and you don't ask the principal involved the question that needs to be asked, that is negligent of that room of people not asking that question. So,
can we do the whole interview like assuming he's getting the job? Like, hey man, who's going to be your OC when you come to Baton Rouge? Or do you want me to just not do that? Is this going to be a serious one, or should I?
I've never interviewed Billy Napier before, so I don't know. I'll get a vibe on
see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'll get a vibe on how he feels with it and all. But
I'm a big Tim Leger fan. The OC at USL. He's a guy. Son gunner, pitcher, stud, guy.
Is he a lefty?
Guy.
Does he give you some of this?
Yep, got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Get Leger down here.
Where does he pitch?
He was with, I think, the Indians, maybe. No, I don't think.
Is he in the show?
Not anymore.
Or he's
not pitching anymore. I could be wrong. I don't.
Probably are.
Well, we'll ask Billy.
Way to be responsible.
Is it William? Is that his name? William?
Let's look it up. Billy Napier, William Billy Hall Napier.
Oh, Billy Hall.
Billy Hall. He was born in '79. So you were born.
We're the same age, me and him.
July 2. He's 42. July 29. So he turned 42 in July.
About that.
You'll be 42 in December. December 7th.
That's right. Pearl Harbor Day.
Mm-hmm. December 7th. What's my birthday?
July 14th.
Nope.
August 6th.
Nope.
It is in the summer.
Yep. You were just a few days off.
July 12th.
Close.
August.
Nope.
July 10th.
Nope.
July 16th.
Nope.
17th.
Nope.
July 8th.
Got it.
Yeah, I knew
Good
that.
job.
I knew it was July 8th. What do you want for your birthday? You don't know?
Game coin.
Game coin.
Let's do Kick Rocks.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Roto-Rooter Plumbing.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Last week, Ben Simmons got kicked out of practice because he's an idiot.
Yeah, no.
And then now he tells the 76ers he's just not ready to play mentally. I just can't. Can't play. Can't do it. And so for that, Ben Simmons, you need to kick rocks. Just don't go. Okay, they're not going to trade you. Just stop going, or suck it up and quit being a wiener and go play. Go play some basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Get your money.
Yeah. I don't know. What's going to happen there?
They're going to suspend him. I think they suspend him. I don't think they're and this is all out of spite now. They're just not trading.
No, I don't think that, right? Like, if you have an asset like that, you don't do something out of spite. Like, but they're also not going to give him away. They're going to have to get something of...
Is it 3-time, 4-time All-NBA player?
I don't have it in front of me,
a lot.
But he's a great defensive player, and he's a great facilitator as a point guard, and we've laughed a bunch about his inability to shoot a three-pointer, but, guy was the number 1 overall pick for a reason.
No, he's a dude.
You're not just going to give that guy away.
No. Washington State University can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
So they fired their head coach,
Nick Rolovich.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And his staff, most all of his staff.
Yeah.
They didn't want to take the vaccine. So from what I understand, most places take the vaccine or you get tested every day, and they make it, and it's hard. I mean, it comes to a point where you're just like, you know what, just give me the vaccine because I don't feel like getting tested every day.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't the case here. He didn't have that option, so he got banged. They were actually playing pretty good. Now he's fired, and he's going to sue the state, the university, as he should. He should win, but I don't know. We'll see. It is Washington. They're a bunch of weirdos.
It's true.
So regardless what your stance is on the vaccine or whatever, I feel like that this is dumb that this guy gets fired over this, so that can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
But to the point, which is a deeper point there, the reason Ed Orgeron is paying a buyout is to avoid a lawsuit. The reason LSU is paying that buyout is to avoid the lawsuit that Washington State now has from Nick Rolovich, the lawsuit that Tennessee has now from Jeremy Pruitt. That becomes a long, drawn-out process. And if you want to just be clean and you got old rich dudes that want to stroke a big fat check to make this guy go away, cool.
I don't know the name of the umpire because I couldn't figure it out, but in the Astros and Red Sox game, I think it was 2 days ago, Muse was watching this.
Laz Diaz.
It was Laz, and I like Laz. Is it Laz was behind the plate?
Yep.
He missed 24. 24 he missed calls. 24.
I thought it was more than that.
No, it's 24.
It depends.
Well, depending on what
like
site you were looking
that
at.
was the ESPN
Yeah.
stat tracker or whatever. K-Zone.
And I really like Laz. He's a good dude, but you can't miss. That cannot happen. It can't happen ever.
I have an idea.
Especially in October. And I don't like the robot umpires, but I think it's going to have to happen.
I have an idea.
Can they at least have personalities, the robot guys? Can you yell at them? I don't know.
Robo-ump. Get rid of losers behind the plate going, ha! Tee-haw! Don't need it. I don't need you to be the show. Put a laser on it, flash K, or, strike a ball on the screen.
Where does it stop? Can you do something in the field too? You don't need anybody. Yeah, I don't think you need any of them. It's part of the game I like, though. Anyway, Laz, you got to be better, bro. And I like Laz. He's a good
What about the delay? What about this
Get
guy?
on down the road and kick rocks.
What about this guy?
Yeah, you're like, ball or strike, bro. And then he rings you. Then he bangs you.
What do he looks and he goes, You know that guy?
I hate that.
Doesn't even get off the knee.
I hate that guy. That was, God, what was his name? What was his name? Big Giant. He's
yeah,
like
big
6.
guy. Never got off the knee. He would just look to the side and go,
Now, he was nice.
Oh, I don't care if he's nice.
But I hated that.
Bad at his job.
I hated the
They're all
delay.
bad at their job.
The
I've said
delay.
this for years. And everybody that umpires or officiates or that I run into and they're like, take this official's test. I bet you can't. It's not about if you know the rule book, guy.
Rule book guy.
It's the fact that you're a fat, old, slow guy. Even if you're a young, fit guy. The game moves so quickly you can't process it.
What
fast
about
enough.
if you're a brace-face McGillicuddy guy?
You might even be the best at it. You're still going to miss calls because it's human error and you can't keep up to 100%. And it's something where there is a solution that we can have 100% accuracy, guy. So I don't need you. Give me robo-umps. Oh, but that's Greg Maddux, so we're going to give him an inch off the plate. No. Strike zone. That's it.
That's it.
I don't need this. By the way, umpscorecards.com. Diaz, bottom 7% in accuracy, bottom 12% in consistency this season. Yet, he's umpiring an LCS game behind the plate.
$400K a year.
Loser. But probably a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. I like Laz.
Probably a nice guy. Terrible at his job.
Oh, yeah, bad. Well, this year he was brutal.
Terrible at his job.
Brutal. That's it.
GMFS Mortgage. GMFSmortgage.com. Changing lives since 1999. Home buy, refi, construction loans.
Yep.
They change your life at GMFS Mortgage. Did mine. Save $400 a month on my refi. Skipped 2 mortgage payments on my refi. Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's like putting $1,000 in your pocket.
Mm-hmm. 2 months in a row.
I gave you $1,000.
Well, they didn't give it to me, but they didn't take it from me.
So it's like penny saved is penny earned type deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we
game coin saved is a game coin earned.
Got it. We shaved 5 years off the life of our mortgage.
Jeez, add those numbers up.
Be done paying off my house 5 years earlier.
Wow.
GMFSmortgage.com. GMFS Mortgage, changing lives. Okay, got to Ask Ryan coming up in about 15 minutes. You want to ask Theriot questions, anything about anything, fire away. You can tweet me at Matt Moscona. You can,
hey, Twitter world.
Thank you. Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat. Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Or you can text your question to 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. We'll do our Pick'em segment in 30 minutes, and then Billy Napier here in 45 minutes. Cajuns got a win last night. Good game management at the end there. Pull out the win, 28-27.
Looked like they were going to lose for a little while.
Looked like it. They didn't. Got a good coach. It's AFR.
AFR.
So I was just telling you how you can change your life financially. I got another way you can save money. You know how every month you pay insurance?
Yeah.
Homeowners insurance. Car insurance. I mean, you've got you and Jonna. Now Houston's driving. With Macy's next year, huh?
What?
Macy's coming up, right? What's going to happen to your auto insurance? We got 2 teenage drivers. And then another year in Old Georgie's is coming up, and then you got 3 teenage drivers.
Insurance.
Yeah.
Poor.
Yeah, guess what happens? You call Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450, 293-0450, 293-0450. They shop independently, and this isn't cut-rate insurance. They have relationships with the top-rated companies in the world to get you better coverage for less money. When all of these companies are basically bidding to win your business, they get to choose which is the best policy for you. 293-0450, 293-0450. Did I mention it's absolutely free to have them shop? It's Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450.
Thanks, you're ready. Yardbirds up. Veggie's in the window.
Barbecue guys, born to grill.
Pops, how many steaks you want?
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back North Airway off of Airline Highway.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rafino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
What's going on over at Bowie Outfitters right now?
Well, the weather was starting to turn a little bit, and fall was in the air, and the hunters were all out. But I know it's getting warm again. But that's okay. The deer don't know. The deer are still out moving around, so it's time to get over to Bowie Outfitters. Whatever it is, last-minute shopping right now. Bows, guns, camouflage, boots, you name it. They have it at Bowie Outfitters. Shop local. Don't go to the big box stores. Go to Bowie, locally owned company right there on Perkins Road, middle of Baton Rouge. Go check them out. Tell them Ryan sent you. Ask for Lee. Lee generally knows where everything is over there at the Bowie.
At the Bowie. Not sure if you saw, but LSU baseball has announced that the new number 8 jersey wearer will be Gavin Dugas. Yes, they pronounce the S, Dugas. It's been long enough now. We should all understand that. What do you think about old Gavin Dugas?
Love that.
Getting the 8?
I think that's wonderful. Gavin was at the Miracle League over at Traction last night.
Was he?
Dylan
That's
Cruz
awesome,
and a bunch of the LSU guys over at the Miracle League. Shout out to those guys for doing that, by the way. Very cool.
For those that don't know Miracle League,
it's a league that's hosted out at Traction, and it's for children that have disabilities, whether it be, you have kids that are in wheelchairs, and there's a couple that are actually blind that participate and play. It's really cool. And get out there and play ball. It happens twice a year. The Politos have helped us with that, and they've started that from the beginning and done a wonderful job with it. And it's great for our community. So shout out to those guys.
it is so great for the kids. My niece has played in Miracle League. We hope to get Drew playing eventually. Like, actually, when he goes to therapy, they've started to work with him on like holding a bat and trying to hit a ball off a tee and stuff like that a little bit. So it really is. It's amazing for all the families. So and for the kids. So yeah, it is really cool. So anyway, so good on those kids, LSU guys who went out, because that is like a really big deal for the kids and for the families that participate.
I remember when Gavin signed here, and everybody was super excited to have him. I've watched his career kind of morph. He was can he play second? Can he play third? Then, put on a little weight, gives the outfield, good weight, power guy. And then last year, really breakout year, man. I thought he did wonderful last year. And so giving him number 8 this year, coming back, being able to produce, I look for him to hit in the middle of that lineup. And it's just a Louisiana kid. I mean, he's perfect for that. Gavin is he's a leader by example, but he's a little bit more vocal than some of the leaders they've had in the past. So I think it fits him well.
Yeah, man. Give me, I know fall ball is going on right now, and it's just, I get it, it's football season. The Saints are coming off their bye. They're 3-2. LSU's in the middle of a coaching search. They're going to play Ole Miss tomorrow. It is very hard to shoehorn in conversation that isn't football in this time of the year. So I get it, but give me 60 seconds on fall ball and what you've seen so far.
I think everybody's going to be really excited and happy about the offense and what that looks like this season. I really, Matt, expect this to be the best offense in the SEC, maybe one of the best offenses in the country, probably one of the best offenses in the country. And if they can get some production on the mound, there's a couple transfers, but they've been throwing the ball really well. I mean, this is a team that could find itself in Omaha, and coming off the season that they had last year, I think that's really exciting for everyone. But when you just look top to bottom, at what this lineup's going to look like, there's not one that you're going to find that's as scary. The Pearson kid, the freshman that everybody was so high on, I got a chance to see him, and it's real. Like, it is.
He's got legit power.
It is serious. Mm-hmm. And so he's a guy that I don't think they were really counting on to hit in the middle of the lineup. And so, but
he's going to start.
I don't see how you keep him out. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, just from what I've seen, I don't see how he doesn't play somewhere. DH.
Who loses a spot then?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. He's left-handed bat who can really, really hit. I don't know if he can play a right field or if it's a DH situation. I think Brody Drost has a pretty good shot at playing out in right field, and Dylan I would expect to be in center, and Gavin in left. And it's one of those deals where there's a lot of good bats, man. Good problem to have.
Brazelman, everyone says, is going to be the Friday night guy. He's the best arm, right?
So, he is a great arm, but really, it's a short sample size of his success.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I mean, Cape Cod, he did great.
For those that don't know, this kid was at University of San Francisco. He's transferring to LSU. He's in the Cape. He was like the pitcher of the year in the Cape or whatever. And he's thrown 97, 98. I mean, he's got a whip.
You keep that going, then yeah, absolutely. And then Mikhail Hilliard. Look, if he does what he did last year at the end of the season, I put him up against any guy on a Saturday in the SEC. I mean, he did great. So yeah, I mean, it could be awesome. I'm excited.
All right. One other thing, though. I don't know if you saw this, but this dropped. Can you play this audio? This dropped yesterday.
This LSU basketball team is the deepest team of the Will Wade era. This LSU basketball team is the most talented team of the Will Wade era. This LSU basketball team, they ain't going to be an 8 seed. No. Not like what Jared Baum said. This LSU basketball team, they ain't just making the tournament. This LSU basketball team,
give it to me.
I'm talking about just playing into the second weekend, Sweet 16. This LSU basketball team, I'm saying it right now.
Where are they going?
To the Final Four.
Turn that camera off.
That was us on a Friday when I made my Final Four prediction. LSU took the audio of the show without permission, by the way.
You get paid for that?
You know what? I'm going to remind them the next time they have an issue with us playing something to say, hey, you used our audio without permission. But that, LSU,
awesome.
I'm going to remind you. That's our audio. They took our audio.
Good.
Of you stepping on me.
A little, yeah, I didn't. That wasn't really my audio. That was your audio.
Yeah. But I actually kind of liked your interjections there.
Yeah.
I think it played well.
Yeah, but they're not going to be any good, though, because the guy got hurt.
I was going to ask you what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, next year.
Wait, come on, don't do the whole they're going to stink thing.
Well, I don't think they'll stink. I mean, but they'll just be okay. Here's a question I have for you, though. Does he still go in the NBA draft?
I have no idea. See, that's like that's a complete blind spot for me.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you when I see a guy playing college basketball if I think he'll project to the next level. Like, it was very obvious watching Cam Thomas. And I laughed because I got invited to do a lot of pre-draft interviews on different podcasts or shows or whatever, and people asking about Cam Thomas. Like, no. He's a shooter. The NBA salivates over shooters. He can create his own shot. Like, he's going to be fine. He's an NBA. And then he goes to the summer league and then preseason and does what he does. And everyone's like, oh, look, Cam Thomas is actually good. Well, no kidding.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of LSU fans that didn't think Naz Reid should have left. There just aren't many humans in the face of planet Earth that are 6'10" with soft hands that can put the ball on the ground.
He's one of them.
Yep. Naz Reid was always going to be a good pro. I mean, I get it. Bigger sample size, he probably would have been drafted. He went undrafted. I'll say the same thing with Trendon Watford. Like, I wish Trendon Watford was 2 inches taller, but he's going to find a place in somebody's rotation somewhere because there just aren't many humans like that with that skill set. I'm not telling you he's going to be a perennial all-star, but he will play somewhere. I haven't seen Adam Miller yet do the thing because last year at Illinois, they didn't ask him to score. It was just a different system there. Will Wade was bringing him here to be Cam Thomas. Like, here's the ball. Go put it in the hoop type deal.
Yeah.
Go be offense. I mean, he and Xavier Pinson were, that was going to be your backcourt. That was going to be the two guys that really were pacing your offense. And now you take the guy that was going to be your lead, that was going to be the leading scorer on this team off the team. What are they? I have no idea. I don't know what they're going to be, and I don't know what he's going to be because I haven't seen him yet do that. But I was excited to see it. I was really excited.
I mean, when does the season start?
November 9th against ULM.
I mean, I like Will Wade. They'll be okay.
All right. AFR is brought to you by Relief Windows. You know who's okay? Better than okay. Relief Windows.
Brandon Holly.
He's a guy.
Yep. And Adrian.
Adrian's a girl.
Yep.
I mean, he's a guy and she's a girl.
She does a good job, though.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Brandon and Adrian Holly is good and ethical people as you'll find, man. They do awesome, awesome work. Great team, Brandon and Adrian Holly. And you know what? They never take $1 from you till they're done and you're thrilled with the work they do.
Right.
Who does that?
Brandon Holly.
Is about it. You know anybody else? Any other contractor does that?
Oh, Hudco does that.
A little bit of different business.
Well, I'm just saying, you said contractor.
Yes. Relief Windows. Energy efficient replacement windows. Beautiful entry doors. Hardy plank vinyl siding. They do it all. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. 288-8138. 288-8138. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, it's after further review. We'll do picks in about 15 minutes. Cajuns coach Billy Napier in 30 minutes. And we'll do Ask Ryan to wrap up the hour next. So get your questions in for Theriot. Email me, tweet me at Matt Moscona.
Hey, Twitter world.
Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel or text your question in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan to wrap up the hour next.
AFR.
Ooh. If you need dinner plans, make tonight an Ichiban night. Essen near Perkins. It's like you step out of Baton Rouge and you step into New York, LA, Chicago. The dark, sultry wood, the beautiful marble, the elegant lighting.
Oh, man. I love that.
You can belly up to the bar and have yourself a cocktail or a draft beer, maybe some frozen sake.
Like a slushie?
But it's served out like it's in an ice block, and so it comes out cold.
They have sake.
Floor-to-ceiling wine cellar. Transparent. You'd sit at the sushi bar, watch the chefs make their rolls as you enjoy yours. The hibachi is a ton of fun. Great way to have a celebratory night out, just a fun dinner, or an elegant or romantic date night at Ichiban. And from our friends at Ichiban, their latest concept is Boru Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. Ichiban and Boru. Make tonight an Ichiban night.
Our topic today is about savings. What is savings?
Hancock Whitney isn't just a bank for our clients. We're investing in our hometowns, making life better for everyone. So keep dreaming. We've got your back.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, The Riot Radio Hour with Ryan Theriot and Matt Moscona, presented by Bowie Outfitters.
Wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're with us here. Time for a little Ask Ryan. You know the drill. Get your questions in. You can ask Theriot about anything. Email me, tweet me, jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, or text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. So you can get your questions in for Theriot. Chris Burke, ask Ryan.
Chris Burke, like the baseball player Chris
I
Burke?
don't think that's Berkey. This
not
is
Berkey?
This is a 54-year-old man from Baton Rouge.
Oh.
According to the community app. That's not Berkey.
That's not Burke.
Riney. Because as I've been reminded now with saying Berkey, that every baseball player has a nickname that has to know why. Any chance we keep Coach O on staff as a recruiting coordinator?
No chance. Nope.
It's so funny that people ask that.
What else? What else you got? Give it to me.
A ton. I'm just trying to find my spot. Joshua Higgins. And I don't want to read ones on air that you're offended by because then you clam up.
Well, thank you.
Joshua Higgins, ask Ryan. Not only can Insurance Network of Louisiana save you money, but how much will you save by sharing clothes with your son?
He's my size. I mean, he's 16 years old. I mean, he's growing. Everybody, are you bigger than your dad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I hope he's bigger than me.
My dad's a small man, though.
That's what I
He's
hope.
like 5'7". But we weigh the same. Jody's got a little inner tube around the waist. We've got to work on that. It's funny if you look at my family. My mom's like 5'2". My dad's 5'7". My brother's, I think, 5'8". My sister's probably 5'7" or so. So when you look at a family picture, it's like I'm a giant next to me. I'm not big. I'm a normal sized guy.
You're the oddball.
I'm 6 foot 215. I'm a normal sized guy. But like next to my family, I look like a giant. It's like, where did that come from? It's weird.
Boy, Jody.
Josh Chapman, Matt, let Theriot know I have some nice shirts my 11-year-old has outgrown. I'll drop them for him to wear.
You know, look, he's 16. He's a good-sized kid. I mean, weighs as much as I weigh.
I ain't mad at you.
I mean,
like I definitely wore my dad's stuff too. Like there's no doubt. Ask like when I was growing up. Ask Ryan, Astros or Red Sox in the World Series? You know the answer to this.
I know, but I don't want to make you so mad. What time is it? He's good.
Yeah, he's baked.
He's cooked out of his brain right now.
Like he's just sitting back laughing.
He's like, that's so funny. Give me some of that Boudin. The Astros.
Josh Spears asked Ryan, what's your favorite brand of step stool? My 4-year-old needs one so he can reach the bathroom sink.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what is the deal with those jokes today? That's not funny.
Well, it started because of the shirt thing.
So he's a good-sized kid. He works out. I mean,
Tyson Schmidt asked Ryan, when will Josh Ennis return to AFR?
I'd love to get Josh back on.
Let's call him.
I saw a picture of Josh with snot hanging out his nose on Twitter yesterday or
Why?
2 days ago. I don't know. I think he ate something that was real hot and it made his sinuses go.
That's gross.
He's gross.
Robbie Shadowine asked Ryan, who do you want for the next head football coach?
Billy Napier.
He's not on yet.
I want Billy Napier. He's coming on at 5:15 today. We're going to talk to the next LSU head coach. I just want to know if he's going to keep Tim Leger as the OC.
Ricky Compton asked Ryan, what's your personal favorite baseball card of yourself? That's a good question.
Oh, that is a good question, Ricky.
Do you have Ryan Theriot baseball cards? I mean, I know they exist. I mean, like, do you have them?
Jonna, a few years back, put together, like, she bought there's a couple of, like, the refractors she couldn't find, but she bought all of my cards.
Oh, wow.
And put them in a thing.
That's really cool.
It's pretty neat.
It's neat.
To get your first baseball card from a collector, because I was always a collector as a kid, is pretty cool.
What about when you can have a game coin as an athlete?
I mean, if I could have had my own game, I guess could I have my own game coin now?
Why not?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Patrick Case ask Ryan, how quick of a rope should the Astros have on Garcia tonight?
I don't think their bullpen's great. So, I mean, I probably hope he stays in there for a while.
Ask Ryan. Let's see in the YouTube chat. Ask Ryan, over/under on LSU this weekend? I mean, I think the total's 70, maybe? 70? What is it?
76.5.
76.5.
Over.
Total. It's aggressive.
I'm
Ask Ryan, best baseball brawl you participated in.
I had one in the minor leagues one time. It got really, really bad, and there was dudes chasing guys with bats over around the field, and so that was like That was a good one, I guess.
Nigel Davis asked Ryan, will you ever show up to Whiskey and Wine?
No, probably not.
Why not?
I just, you know that. I'm just probably not going to go. I mean, it's nothing personal.
Dustin Blanchard asked Ryan, what are your top 3 football coaching candidates?
Billy Napier. Actually, no. I want Billy Napier first. If I can't have him, I want Mike Tomlin.
Okay.
Because I think he wants the job. I heard he wanted it yesterday.
That's what Ryan Clark said.
Ryan said
Put
that.
it on Twitter.
I saw it. So
I was telling everybody to put it on Twitter.
I'll take Mike Tomlin, and then I want Nick Saban.
Brian Williams asked Ryan, is he concerned with looking like the guy from the movie A Series of Unfortunate Events? The older he gets, the more he looks like him. Ask Ryan, who's the Cardinals manager next year?
Matt Holliday.
Hour 3 next.
AFR.
Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. At Michelli, they like to say, we show the world what measurement can do. Proud sponsor also of Whiskey and Wine. So very pleased to have Michelli on board tomorrow as T-Bob and I will recap the game from Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll tell you about Michelli then also. But if you weigh or measure, I say this all the time, if you weigh or measure something in your industry, they sell, service, and rent the products you use to weigh and measure, no matter the size or scale. It's actually an amazing place to go to at their Harahan location. I've gone all through the entire thing, the calibration labs and everything. Weighing things that are like 2, 3, 4 tons. It's crazy the scales have. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. ISO 17025 accreditation is available. Check out the website. You can find the calibration lab near you, 29 different offices in 11 different states, from sea to shining sea. Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Check them out online since 1947. Michelli.com.
Service Mastery Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Mastery Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Mastery Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
This isn't just another day, it's so much more.
Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. 76ers point guard Ben Simmons out for tonight's home opener against the Nets for personal reasons. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports Simmons will meet with the team's medical staff to be evaluated. He asked to be traded 4 months ago.
They just can't find the kind of deal that makes sense to trade for Ben Simmons, and they're better off just holding on to him and going through this, which is very uncomfortable for the organization, for the players in the locker room, the fans.
Adrian Wojnarowski on TJ and Max. Simmons told the team today he's not mentally ready to play up to his expectations. In Houston tonight, Game 6 of the American League Championship Series, the Astros lead the Red Sox 3-2. Luis Garcia, the starter for Houston, Nathan Eovaldi for Boston in a rematch of Game 2. And our coverage starts at 7:30 Eastern here on ESPN Radio. 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo will start Sunday night against the Colts. Garoppolo hurt his right calf 3 weeks ago.
We're back on Monday reacting to the NLCS as my Dodgers try to repeat history against the Braves and once again force a Game 7. We'll react to everything and get you ready for the World Series Monday morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Please, sir. I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. Hey! We're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, right.
You want to introduce our guest picker with her theme music?
Yep. Crank it.
When you need a roof, call someone you know. Moscona.
I'd like to introduce
all you need
three-time Teacher of the Year, the St. Jude School, All-Star Dancer at Bishop Sullivan.
Winner of the Sword Award.
Winner of the Sword Award, Bishop Sullivan. And the mascot at Sherwood Middle. She was the Falcon. She wore the mascot uniform. Erica Moscona. Erica, thanks for coming on with us again today.
Oh, it's glad.
Everybody, big round of applause.
Great to be
big
back.
round of applause.
Great to be
Big round of
back.
applause.
Thanks for coming
Sounds
on.
better when everybody's.
No problem. No problem. I had to come back and defend my title of being a winner last week.
You were not the winner last week.
Yes, I was.
No, you were just leading.
You remember Paul did that awesome little graphic up on the screen?
Yeah,
And I
you
was
were
winning.
leading last week by one game.
I think I was the winner, actually.
Did you win? She won last week?
No.
Who
No,
won?
I was the
Who won?
winner as of last week. And then
She was in the lead as of
the
last
world
week.
came crumbling down over the weekend.
By the way,
I got a little too cocky, I
Your
think.
boy had a monster weekend against the spread. Now, I don't know what our picks
you
were,
do this for a living. There we go.
no, I mean, the weekend before, I was like 1-3 5 or something like that. It was awful.
Yeah.
But last week ATS in games I actually bet money on, 5-0. Had a great weekend against the spread last week. Good. You should be happy, babe. I want some money.
I'm fired up.
So you can go spend it. Go get your nails done with Luis, whose name is that. Who, by the way, Erica gets her nails done at this place by our house, and the guy who does her nails, she calls him Luis. The man's name is Louis.
And she calls him Luis?
She's been calling him Luis this whole time.
I don't know why.
The man's name is Louis, and he's just too nice to correct her. And now she knows his name is Louis, and still calls him Luis.
Yeah, I think Luis makes it a little more fancy. I like fancy things, so I don't know why I did that. I just did. It stuck.
I think it makes it
I
fancy.
married a woman who likes fancy things.
Yep.
Love
Luis.
fancy things.
I will be working until the day I die.
Luis.
That is, unless game coin.
No.
That's right.
Unless game coin tips.
I don't think you
All right, let's pick some games. Paulie, what's our standings? So Erica was in the lead by a game last week. Oh, and now.
Yeah.
Now we are all tied. Last week I was 3-4. Theriot was 3-4. You were 2-5 last week. I think the game that I had a chance to make up was Purdue against Iowa, because I did play that game against the spread. I played Purdue. I told you I'd take them against the spread.
Yeah.
But I was picking Iowa to win the game in our pick'em. So I took a loss there, but playing the game ATS, I won it, but for this purposes, I lost. Paul, and we all had Florida. Well, Erica, we're all tied now. We all had Florida last week. What was the differentiator, Paul? Do you have it there in front of you?
Let's see. Theriot picked Oklahoma State over Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
See, I went Texas on that one.
I did too. Texas blew it.
Theriot also picked Utah over Arizona State.
Did I have Arizona State?
Yes, you did.
I'm so stupid. That was just a biased pick because I love George Hart and
Me
Jordan
too.
Clark. That's
Matt
right.
got Auburn correct over
Yeah, I got
Arkansas.
Auburn. That's right. I picked Auburn over the Ark and frauds. Yeah. And everything else was the same?
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right. Let's start with this slate of games. Over out west, down yonder in the Rose Bowl, Oregon, the Ducks visit UCLA, the Bruins. Erica, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Ducks. I'm going Oregon. I mean, UCLA was not that good. They killed us, but they were not very good. So, Ducks.
Big Bad Rye Guy. Ducks or Bruins?
Ducks.
Quack, quack.
I
Of course.
am going to take UCLA.
Oh, good.
I am disagreeing with each of you.
Okay.
I do think UCLA at home plays a good game. Their ability to run the football. Charbonnet, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I like them. Line play, very good. I like UCLA to beat Oregon.
That's dumb. Oregon's got better unis.
Yes.
Quack, quack.
I disagree, actually.
Quack, quack.
I like UCLA's.
We'll send you some
Blues.
duck emojis. What time is that game so we can start blowing you up with some ducks?
I think that's 2:30.
2:30? Okay.
Yep.
I'll be sure to do that while you're watching.
Clemson against Pittsburgh. Erica, who you got? Clemson or Pitt?
Clemson. Dabo, Pittsburgh. I didn't know they had a football team, Matt. I'm going Clemson all the way.
Okay. Big Bad Rye Guy.
Clemson.
Boom.
I am going to take Pittsburgh in this ball game.
Good. I love these stupid
Clemson
picks.
can't score. Have you actually, last Friday, I watched Clemson.
Are you trying to lose?
Last Friday, I watched Clemson against Syracuse, and it was like they needed Syracuse to miss a field goal with 30 seconds left to avoid overtime. They can't score. Clemson cannot score.
It was a Friday night. They weren't in it, Matt. It wasn't a Saturday.
So basically, all season has been a Friday night because they haven't scored against anybody. Clemson cannot score.
Babe, I love that
Their
you're picking all
offense
these
sucks.
losers. It's awesome for me and Ryan.
All right.
Why did you pick Pittsburgh? I like Pittsburgh too, but
Pittsburgh's going to win that game.
No, they're not.
Pittsburgh is going to beat Clemson. Yes, they are. All right, fine. We'll find out. Oklahoma State on the road at Iowa State.
Oh.
Ooh.
I know that's a good
always
one,
liked Iowa and Iowa State for some reason this year.
Why?
They went, I don't know. I've never heard of them before. But
You've
I
never
went
heard
with them.
never heard of them before.
I mean, I've heard of the states, but I've never heard of their football team.
All right, so who are you going with, Erica?
I think I got to ride with them, Iowa State.
All right, Iowa State, Big Bad Rye Guy. Iowa State, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
All right, you're going OK State. All right, I'm actually with Erica on this one. I like Iowa State and Matt Campbell at home in this ball game against the Pokes. So give me Iowa State. Give me Brock Purdy. I'm not a big fan. I think they were a total fraud as a top 10 team. I said at the beginning of the year. And they've proven that they're a fraud as a top 10 team. But they're still a very good team. I think Iowa State will win at home. All right, Erica, you'll love this one. USC, the Trojans, against Notre Dame.
I knew that was coming. I will never pick Notre Dame, ever. I don't love USC, but I like when Pete Carroll is their coach, so I'm going to go with them.
Well,
That's why.
He hasn't been their coach in a long time, and they haven't been good in a long time.
So you're telling me Notre Dame is definitely going to win now?
Yeah, they're going to win that game.
Okay, Notre Dame. I'm going with the stupid little Irish guy.
You should pick Notre Dame.
No. You cannot say, I'll never pick Notre Dame. And then ask and you locked your pick in. You locked it in. You locked it in.
You lock it up, Matt.
You lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up.
Ryan gave me some sound advice because you don't do that, and so then I decided I will go with
This is a competition.
Right. And I'm beating you, so let's go Leprechaun.
We're tied, actually.
Okay, we're tied.
Give me Notre Dame, too.
Yes.
I'm taking USC. Yeah.
You should.
I'm not. I'm taking Notre Dame. All right, Utah against Oregon State. Pac-12 matchup.
What's their record? Who's better? You're picking some weird games this week, man. I've never heard of these teams before.
All right, Musso and I talked about this. Wait, I'm sorry. You've never heard of
Alabama
Oregon,
play?
UCLA. They're playing games where the point spread's 40.
I know.
Like Bama, Tennessee is a 25-point spread. If we were picking against the spread, then yes, we could pick that game. But why are we going to pick that game when it's a 25-point spread? I'm picking games that might be more competitive.
Okay.
At least I'm picking Power 5 games where you know the teams.
USC,
Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Iowa State. I'm sorry that Vandy, South Carolina is on the docket today.
What's so mad about Ryan?
Oh, he's pissed.
He's fired up. I don't know why.
His face isn't red. He's not that pissed.
I got Billy Napier in 3.5 minutes. We got to wrap this thing up.
Go. Who is it?
I told you, Utah and Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Utah.
Big Bad Rye guy going, well, you going to change your pick now, Erica? You want to change your pick as Ryan? You want to be with Ryan and go with this pick? I'm going Utah. But I do like Jonathan Smith. I think he's done a great job at Oregon State making them relevant.
He's
again.
good, yeah. He's good.
You don't know who that is.
I have no idea.
NC State at Miami. NC State at Miami. Erica, who you got? NC State at Miami. It's a night game at 6:30 in Miami.
I thought Miami wasn't good.
They're all right.
NC State, though. What color are they?
They're like red and white.
Yeah. Red and white. Yeah, not blue. I guess I might go Miami.
Oh, you're thinking North Carolina is baby blue, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
you're going Miami?
I'm going to go Miami.
All right, Erica's going Miami. Big Bad Rye guy.
Miami.
Yeah.
Also going Miami. I am going to have a monster week against Shoot Chumps because I'm going NC State. They go down to Coral Gables and get the win.
This is a big week. This is a big pick 'em week.
1, 2, 3. I have 4. The only game Eric and I agreed on. No, Eric and I agreed on Iowa State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And if you would actually pick USC like you're going to do, we disagree on 4 of the 5. It'd be a huge moving week.
It's a big week.
This is a big week for me to just blow you out the water, babe. I can't wait till next Friday.
Oh, Erica, you're going to come back next Friday licking your wounds.
No,
and I am going to, I'm going to celebrate all up in your, dunk in your face is what I'm going to do this weekend.
All up in your grill.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, why don't you got a bit? I got to let you go, Eric. I know you have a busy night making cookies for T-Bob
I'm
for
going
tomorrow.
Cook for T-Bob.
Like grating lemon peels and stuff like that.
Yep. Juice and lemons
grading the lemon rind and all. She's making lemon cookies for T-Bob.
I like stuff like that, Erica.
Yeah,
right.
right.
I'm going to send you some.
All right, thanks.
Oh, yeah, no, never.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan did such a great job today at St. Jude back in his little stomping grounds for a few years.
His stomping grounds?
Yeah, everybody was so excited to see him.
His little stomping grounds?
Shout out to Be Like CJ because they were phenomenal, and I just adore their family. I've been texting with Marie this afternoon.
Aw.
Yeah.
Erica, by the way, Marie Ferdinand was a
baller.
Yeah.
God.
You can tell.
Like 2000 and was it 01 when they went to the Elite 8? Mm-hmm. Bro, Marie Ferdinand was a Cedric was awesome. People like Cedric and Marie.
Yeah, they were great. So she was just precious and so sweet and totally clicked. And anyway. So, yeah, shout out to Be Like CJ Foundation, and thank you, Ryan, for helping out today. It was great. Our kiddos loved it. They talked about it all day long, so everybody should go check that out.
That they should. My pleasure.
Yes.
Erica, you're getting dunked on this weekend, by the way.
You're getting smashed, Matt. That's all there is to it.
That's for later. We'll see you later. Bye, Erica. Take care. All right. Billy Napier next.
AFR.
Brought to you by Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the Baton Rouge Green Tree Spree at Clegg's on Seagan from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. So they'll have reps on hand from Baton Rouge Green. You can go buy your trees over at Clegg's on Seagan. Great opportunity to do that. And for every tree purchased, they're going to make a donation back to Baton Rouge Green. So, of course, helping beautify our city and make it more green, Clegg's Nursery. Again, tomorrow, Saturday, at the Clegg's on Seagan from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. It is the Baton Rouge Green Tree Spree, courtesy of Clegg's Nursery and BRG. That's Baton Rouge Green. Again, the Clegg's on Seagan from 8 to 1. And great opportunity because it's a 2:30 game. Just spend the morning at Clegg's.
You should.
Go get all your flowers and your trees and your plants and your shrubs and your seeds and your Spartan mosquito eradicators and everything else at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
In most cases, you'll never get more for your trade-in than right now at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. Now's your chance to upgrade. You can pre-order your new Toyota today or choose one of our pre-owned vehicles and we'll buy back your current vehicle at a price that will absolutely amaze you. You can walk away with more money in your pocket than you ever thought possible. At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, that's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at patientplusuc.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
Front to Back Boat Service has been family owned and operated for 30 years. And the Sherman family is NMEA certified. That's the National Marine Electronics Association at Front to Back. They are committed to improving the safety and technology of marine electronics through installer training, interface standards. And look, the fall and the winter, it's the perfect time to do that yearly maintenance you've been putting off. Get those parts you've been wanting. So schedule your appointment today at Front to Back, North Airway off of Airline Highway.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Look, Thursday Night Football last night. The Cajuns went on the road to Jonesboro. They beat Arkansas State in dramatic fashion. Touchdown with under 3 minutes to play to hold off the Red Wolves 28-27. Head coach of the Cajuns, Billy Napier, good enough to join us. Coach, thanks for the time. How are you?
Guys, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you covering our team.
It's our pleasure, and we appreciate a couple of minutes. Coach, I'll talk about your team in a second. I'll get this one out of the way first. Your name has been mentioned a lot by fans and a lot of media alike about the LSU job. It's open now. Would you have any interest in the LSU job?
Well, I don't know if it's the right time to comment publicly on that, but I do think it's extremely humbling to be considered. I've certainly have been through this situation a couple of times the last couple off seasons, and I would say this: I think it's a compliment to what we've been able to do here. I think it's a direct reflection of the leadership that we have at our university, the execution of the plan by our athletic department, and certainly the players and the staff of our football program and our organization. So, I think that we got a lot of work. I got my own grass to mow here, a little over halfway in the season. So that's where our focus is at this point.
Coach, if I could ask one follow-up, because you did allude to going through this the past few off seasons, where I think very notably you've turned down some high-profile jobs, including SEC jobs. What is it, a two-part, I guess, what is it that you would be looking for, and what is it that has kept you, sort of magnetically kept you in Lafayette?
Well, I think I'm still relatively young, 42 years old. I've got a young family. My wife and I have been married 13 years. We got 3 young kids, 9, 7, and getting ready to be 5 here pretty soon. I've been at these bigger programs. I've got experience working at Clemson, at Alabama, at Arizona State. Really, always dreamed of being a head coach. Watched my dad growing up. Knew pretty early on that I wanted to be a coach. Never imagined it would be in college football at this level or even maybe the next level. But I think just in general, I've really been enjoying myself, man. We've got fantastic group of players and great staff. Really appreciate the leadership that we have here. And they gave me an opportunity, and I think that there's work left to be done here. Wasn't quite ready to move on. And certainly excited about, what we've been able to accomplish. I think there's more left to accomplish. And I think you got to take these things 1 year at a time. But I think just in general, I've never had more fun coaching. And I wasn't quite ready to move on to the next challenge.
Coach, my wife's a real estate agent here in town, and they have some really nice neighborhoods and all that. So when you do come to Baton Rouge in a few months, no, it's true. She can help him find the spot. The University Club's really nice. I know there's some nice places in Lafayette. I'm familiar. We've got a fishing camp down there at Sycamore Point, so I know the area. But University Club's nice. There's a couple places off of Highland Road that's nice. Saban's house is right there off of Highland Road. I don't know if it's for sale. It's his old house.
It hasn't been his house in about 2 decades.
Okay, that's right. Well, it's his old house.
Why don't you move on and
Les
stop
lived
wasting
in
his time?
Bocage, and then O lived. And then also, with your 3 young kids, there's some dynamite schools here. I would like to recommend the Dunham School. My mom's a principal of the middle school over there. My 3 children, I have 3 kids as well. He and I have something in common.
Are you gonna ask him a question?
That's just statements.
Again,
I'm offering.
This is an interview. You ask a question, he'll answer it.
Well, I'm just throwing this out there because, around Christmas time, we're making the move to Baton Rouge, right? There's some light shows and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be some cool. I can't wait to get him here, man. I'm fired up for Coach Napier. And look, if Leger comes with you, it's going to be even better. He's my guy. No question. That's just a statement. It's just a lot of stupid statements. But
Billy Napier is our guest, and regrettably probably his last time on the show because you're an idiot. But thank you for indulging all of that foolishness from Ryan Theriot. Coach, I do want to talk a little bit about the game last night. Can you set us up? You're there inside of 3 minutes to play. You're down a score, and boom, you pop the big one. Can you walk us through that final sequence there and what went on?
Yeah, no, I think last night was got to really give Arkansas State some credit. They're a first-year staff. They had an open date. I thought their team really took some steps forward. They played hard in the game. We can play much cleaner. We had two second-half turnovers and really kind of sputtered out of the blocks there, missed out on the 4th and 1 opportunity there of the second possession of the game. And then they did some good things. They made plays. But, last night was a true team win. I think it was a collective effort, offense, defense, and special teams. I think that's the type of team that we have right now. But, we had the ball 10.5 minutes, I think, 20 play possession there with a 1-point lead, and really needed to go get control of the game. And you got to give our players credit. A lot of good situational football, some two-down approach calls, some hard counts. We pulled out about everything. And then to go for it there at 4-1 to kind of seal the deal, pretty special way to finish the game for sure.
Coach, I got to ask you about Levi Lewis as well, because we're based out of Baton Rouge here, and a lot of people listening just saw him in his career at Scotlandville. He's a senior now, and he's been such a core to what you all have done. Could you just elaborate a bit on what he has meant, not only for this team, but to your program as you've built there?
Yeah, Levi, he is the alpha in the building. He is the true leader amongst our players. He sets a great example with his work ethic, his detail, his self-discipline, how he prepares. He's really kind of made himself into a very effective player. He's come a long way as a quarterback, and I think probably the most impressive thing to me about him is his character, just what he's about, as a human being. He's made me a better coach. He's made me a better person. He and I spent a ton of time together, him being the quarterback. I've got so much respect for the guy, and we certainly wouldn't be where we're at today without his leadership, the way he's able to affect the people around him. He's what you want out of your quarterback. He is the standard bearer in the organization. He sets the tone every day, and I'm excited to coach him, and certainly I'm better as a result of that.
Coach, just circling back to Matt's initial question. We all know you've been entertained by a few jobs the last few years. Like, what are some of the things you're looking for in the next step, the next step in your career as far as schools go?
Well, man, that's a long answer there. I think I'm looking for the same things that we have in place here. I think the success that we've been able to have here is a result of leadership, right? I think the administration and the athletic department are in alignment. I think they have a vision for what they want to accomplish. I've been very impressed with their understanding of the nuts and bolts here relative to what it takes to have success in all areas of the organization: evaluation, recruitment, development in the strength and conditioning and nutrition, certainly having a plan in place to work hard on who these young men are as people with a year-round plan to work on their character, their leadership development, to equip them academically. I'd like to think that we've built a program here that makes an impact, and not just in the win-loss column, but also 5, 10, 15 years down the road here. I would like to think that we're teaching a set of values and we're equipping our players with a set of tools that's going to carry over in life after football. I think my dad was a high school coach, right? I got into the game because I really felt like it was a way that, you could be the difference and make an impact in people's lives. And it's probably the most important thing to me is that we not only have success on the field, but we also are going about it a certain way. And we have a chemistry, a morale, a togetherness that's special. And we're leaving them better than we found them, right? I think the quote, the measure of who we are is what we do or what we have, right? So we want to get more out of what we have than expected. We want to impact people for the better along the way. So we have that here, and I've enjoyed being a part of it. And it starts with the leadership from our administration and the execution from our athletic department. So we've been able to hire really good people here because they've given us the resources to do that. And it takes hundreds of people to have success in this college football dynamic. You've got to have an organization. You've got to have good people in every area of that organization. You've got to have a very specific plan, and you've got to work 24/7, 365 to make that better. And I've enjoyed it. We're in year 4 here, man. I've never had more fun in my coaching career. So, no different than what we've done here. Those are exactly the things that I'm thankful for and grateful for to be a part of it.
Back-to-back double-digit win seasons, and at 6-1 right now, staring down the barrel of another double-digit win season if the Cajuns can finish strong. Coach, if I could ask you one more, I am interested. There's been a lot of conference realignment discussion, and we learned today, Ross Dellinger of SI reporting that Southern Miss is jumping into the Sun Belt. We saw a shuffle with Conference USA schools going to the American with all the realignment. Do you have a feel on where the landscape of college football is and will be when the dust settles with this round of realignment?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that, the big thing is at some point here, when you combine the TV contracts, name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal, I think we're going to see the gap grow between Power 5 and Group of 5, if that makes sense. Now, there's still going to be the same number of players out there. There's still going to be parity amongst the roster management and the caliber of player that you can get. But I think where the differences are going to be is the budget and the name, image, and likeness opportunities that maybe that elite tier. I think that's where we're headed. So I would equate it to the NFL without a salary cap, if that makes sense. So it's a little bit scary. And I think that there'll be some abuse down the road here, but I think that'll bring some control. We'll get more clarity as we go, as kind of the rules are kind of unfold. But I think we're getting ready to go through a huge shift, in terms of how this thing is going to be put together for sure.
Coach, did you ever see Nick Saban smile?
Absolutely saw Coach smile.
He did smile. All right.
You're so stupid.
I was on an elevator with him once, and he yelled at me when I was at LSU. I promise you.
I bet you deserved it.
No, I didn't deserve it.
I bet you deserved it.
No, I was going to talk to Skip.
Well, you're a jackleg. You deserve to get yelled at by Nick Saban.
I don't remember what I asked him, but he didn't like it.
He is Billy Napier. The Cajuns are 6-1. Enjoy the long weekend, Coach. We appreciate a couple of minutes today.
All right, guys.
Thank you,
y'all,
Coach.
Man. Thanks for covering our team. See you.
Our pleasure. That is Billy Napier. Impressive guy, man.
Next LSU head coach, and I can't wait.
I don't know if he will be. We all talk about how Scott Woodward is, the way I've said it, Scott Woodward is a big game hunter. He goes for the big splashy flash hire. I tell you this much, there's a lot of people within the coaching profession that rave about that guy. I mean, I don't know if this is the job that he'll get. But you know what I would equate it to? And it's not an apples-to-apples equation, but with the baseball hire, Scott went big for reasons that I think some people understand, maybe others don't. We'll learn in time. The Kevin O'Sullivan thing didn't happen. And Scott went a little down his list and landed on Jay Johnson, who not many people here knew. And look, he'd been to Omaha a couple times, was in a championship series.
Yeah.
But so he had credentials, don't misunderstand. But wasn't the household name in SEC baseball circles. But Scott knew what he was looking for in a candidate. And by all accounts, I think you would agree with this. He nailed it with Jay Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
That it feels like that. I'm not going to sit here and lobby, for Napier to get the job. But what I will say is I feel like the LSU job post Ed Ogeron is even more desirable now that you've seen back-to-back-to-back coaches win national championships here. 3 different coaches in the last 20-plus years, or just about 20 years, since 2003, almost 20 years, and have done it in different ways. I think coaches look at this spot and go, I can win a natty there.
I can win there, yeah.
All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We'll preview and give a final prediction on LSU Ole Miss when we return. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. Did nightcap with scone on Wednesday from my outdoor kitchen that Pinnacle built. They did a great job. It's gorgeous. If you want an outdoor kitchen, want a custom pool, fences, decks, bulkheads, they can do it all. They can turn your outdoor space into a showplace, turn it into an oasis. Look for that Pinnacle green. Give them a call. 757-6138, 757-6138, or PECbuilt.com is in Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com. I would highly recommend, if you're interested in swimming by springtime, call today. Call today and go through that process. Go through the whole imaging and come up with the plans. And so then you're on the schedule around New Year's. They'll break ground around New Year's. You'll be swimming by springtime. Pinnacle Exterior Construction online, PECbuilt.com. Call today, 757-6138 for Pinnacle Exterior Construction.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Tonight, we invite you to celebrate life, wherever and whenever you can, understanding that time is never on our side. Instead, gather up your friends tonight and share a few stories and laughs over a good bottle of wine. Or maybe a family meal that gives everyone a chance to reconnect and remember what's really important, whether it's for a birthday, an anniversary, or simply to remind someone special that they are loved. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my four boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
If home is where the heart is, a roof is a shield. That's why for over 25 years, South Louisiana always turns to Garcia Roofing and Sheet Metal. For more information,
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Hey, quick reminder about the Williamson Eye Center. Give Dr. Blake Williamson a call. That's my guy, man. You know what he calls it? The vocal local. Whenever he talks to you through the procedure, it makes you so calm. It's like a technique. It's amazing. Like, just him talking to you makes you so calm. Because that was one of my big fears when I got LASIK was, like, dude, you're putting a laser on my eye. It's one of the reasons I put it off for a long time. Dr. Blake Williamson, man, put my mind at ease, did an awesome job. Still 3 years later seeing 2015 better than 2020, which is actually possible. I have like superhuman vision. Dr. Blake Williamson, the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020 or williamsoneye.com. All right, LSU and Ole Miss from Oxford, 2:30 on CBS. Tigers and Rebels. LSU has won 5 straight in the series. Ed Ogeron, since he has become LSU's head coach, has not lost to Ole Miss. I've told this story before. I'll say it again. When you come out of the LSU locker room in Tiger Stadium, like when the players come out of the locker room, they make a right turn to go down to the tunnel that fans see them come out of where they touch the wind bar. Well, when they're coming on that, there's a wall on the left, and they have a display of the great wins in Tiger Stadium history. And every time there's a night game or a ranked opponent or something like that, they'll add the game to the final score and the date and all that stuff to the wall. And it's just a big long. I mean, you can go all the way back to Billy Cannon's run and 1997 against Florida, all the great wins. And in 2016, LSU, which was ranked at the time, had a double-digit win over an unranked Ole Miss team. And that game got put on that wall. And I asked somebody about it, and they said, I was like, "Gonna win over an unranked Ole Miss team? What was it?" Anyway, it was explained to me, as long as Ed Ogeron is the coach at LSU, the Ole Miss game will always matter. For him, because of how it ended there with him and them or whatever, for him, this game means more. Mm-hmm. And coaches will rarely say that publicly, it's the next game or whatever. This one means more for Ed. It has always been ratcheted up since he's been here internally. Now, this is a weird week. This is a weird week with Ed, as a lame duck, first game as a lame duck coach. We know he's not coming back. Emotional day in Oxford. They're going to be retiring Eli Manning's number 10, although none of the players there now care. But it's still something that's going to create a ton of environment there in Oxford at Vaught-Hemingway tomorrow at 2:30. How does LSU respond coming off a big win over Florida? Now they know their coach isn't going to be back. For me, there's a lot of those elements in this game, but the bottom line is I'll go back to what I said over the summer. And all throughout the summer, we make picks, right? What do you think their record's going to be? You go game by game. And I said over the summer, all summer, that I thought they would be 9-3. I thought they'd lose to Bama. I thought they'd go 2-1 at home against Florida, Auburn, and A&M. And they still could well do that if they beat A&M at home. And I thought they'd lose at Ole Miss. And a lot of people didn't like that. I got a lot of flack from that all summer. But the point that I made is from SEC Media Days, of everything I heard, what stood out the most was how, stunningly confident Lane Kiffin and Matt Corral, that they were in their offense. And it's manifest. I mean, they are fantastic. Matt Corral, he was a turnover machine last year, had 6 interceptions against Arkansas. I think he threw 3.5 against LSU, 3.5 against LSU. I mean, it was a problem. As of now, he's got 14 touchdowns, 1 pick. He has protected the football, and they can score. And you look at LSU, without its 2 starting defensive ends, without its 2 best cornerbacks, I don't know that LSU has enough depth to last the whole game against that pace, that tempo, that skill, that play caller. It's just a huge offensive advantage for Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss that I think they're going to score a bunch. Ole Miss is going to score into the 40s in this game, maybe into the 50s. Florida did it last week. Florida scored 42, put up 500 yards and 42 points despite committing 4 turnovers. Florida protected the football. They might have scored 70. But I think Ole Miss is going to score a ton. LSU is going to have to keep pace, and I don't know that they can. I'm going to pick Ole Miss to win the game. I've said it all summer. I'm going to pick them to win. But you all should be thrilled that I'm picking Ole Miss to win the game, and you know why.
You're wrong. You've been wrong on LSU all year.
Every game.
Yep.
The only games I've nailed were McNeese and Central Michigan.
And nailed those 2.
But that's my point. It's who cares? Even my homer picks, I picked them to beat UCLA. I picked them to beat Auburn. I picked them to beat Kentucky. I was wrong on all those. The 2 games I picked them to lose were Mississippi State and Florida, and they won those 2. So I've been dead wrong on this team and trying to judge their cadence all season. So I'm picking Ole Miss to win the game. I hope I'm wrong again. I hope Ed O goes to 6-0 against Ole Miss. I hope Ole Miss's dreams are crushed. I hope that all those people leave Vaught Hemingway Stadium tomorrow crying the same way they did back in 2003 when Chad Lavallee pushed that dude right into Eli Manning's lap. So let's just enjoy another football Saturday.
I got the Tigers for all the reasons that you just said. I think Florida, though, defense is much better than Ole Miss's defense. And I watched LSU put up points against Florida's defense. They do not have depth on the defensive line. And you've got your two starting corners out there, maybe the two best corners in the country. Top best corners.
Best tandem for sure.
But the guys that stepped in played great last week. And we saw a defense that was different. It looked different. Obviously, everybody's been talking about the running game and some different schemes. Now, Ole Miss is going to prepare for that a little bit better, but we've seen Ty Davis-Price now 2 games in a row run the football. If they can keep the ball out of Matt Corral's hands and the team can score, I like LSU in this game, and I think they win.
All right, 2:30 on CBS. T-Bob Hebert and I will have Eagle 98.1 Game Day cranked up at 9:30 a.m. on Eagle 98.1. You can watch us on the Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Jeremy Hill is out. He's got a pre-planned vacation, so he's out. So T-Bob and I will handle pregame tomorrow. And then, of course, you can catch T-Bob and I from Da One Cigar Bar as soon as the clock hits 0. Do you want to say it?
Because you're good at it. You're better at it than I am.
Ask Ryan to wrap up next.
AFR.
All right, a week from tomorrow is the day, the Healthy Men Project at the Baton Rouge General. And when's the last time you went to your doctor for your routine checkup?
About 3 months ago.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Not enough men do that. Not enough men get their blood work done. Not enough men do their healthy screen and checks. Not many enough men go through the process of seeing their doctor. Most men ignore symptoms. We're just tough guys. We don't want to talk about it. Well, the Baton Rouge General Hospital is getting us to talk about it. It's the Healthy Men Project. A week from Saturday at Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet. They will have Ask the Expert stations. You can talk to doctors with all their specialties. They'll have fun stuff, too. There'll be a climbing demonstration from Uptown Climbing. They'll have a putting contest. There'll be a batting contest as well. Heard there was going to be Bloody Mary station. It's the Healthy Men Project, brgeneral.org.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are now open for business and are ready to serve our customers with disaster relief employee pricing off I-10 in LaPlace. If you need sales, service, or fleet, the crews at Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram are going to do right by you.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 75.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Football Friday edition of AFR. Theriot's here. We'll wrap up with Ask Ryan. Get your questions in. Ask anything about anything. For Theriot, email, tweet us at Matt Moscona. Jump in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat on the Watch 1045 ESPN YouTube channel, or text me in the 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Norman said, I don't have my hat yet, but Hudco just finished my roof. Fantastic work.
There you go.
With that. Yep. Little Hudco roofing.
Got to get him a hat.
Bradley Abadi, ask Musa, do you have any Ryan Theriot baseball cards?
I don't. I was not a big baseball card
person.
No, I'm serious. I wasn't a big baseball card person.
Do you
want
know?
one?
I'm good.
I'll give you one.
I'm good on that.
An
Again, I'm not
Oh,
a big,
now look at him playing it off. Like
not a big
cool guy. You know
not
what?
a big baseball card
I'm not
person.
going to give you one. I wasn't going to give you one anyway.
Yeah, right. Dustin Blanchard asked Ryan, will the Riot podcast ever be a thing again?
Yeah, it will. Baseball season. Yep.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down for baseball season.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bronson Bridges. Ask Ryan, which jerseys look better? Saints Color Rush or Seattle's green jerseys?
Saints Color Rush.
Saints Color Rush is the most beautiful uniform in the NFL.
Yes.
I am biased, and I'll admit that. But it objectively should be in the conversation among any conversation about the best uniform in the NFL. Others may pick a different one. I am biased, but it is objectively in the top 5 uniforms in the NFL that anybody would have to list.
Ever in the history of the world.
Jacob Boudreau asked Ryan, Todd Peterson.
Todd Peterson.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
And get some out of the YouTube chat just so they don't get mad at me for ignoring them all the time. TK asked Ryan, who's the best recruiter out of the potential coaches?
The best recruiter?
Musso traded your baseball cards for weed.
Maybe.
He didn't get much.
How much did you get?
He got like a weed.
A weed.
A weed.
A
weed.
A weed.
Ask Ryan, were you a ladies' man at Broadmoor?
Not really.
Ask Ryan, does T-Bob enjoy Erica's cookies?
I don't know. We'll have to ask T-Bob that.
Bro, she made those lemon cookies we're talking about. They're next level.
I'm not really a lemon cookie guy.
I'm not either. By the way, I don't like lemon desserts.
I'm a chocolate chip guy.
I don't like lemon desserts.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you will eat this and go.
Well, I'll make the face I made when I had the thing at Les's thing.
At from the macaroons from Les Amos.
Les Amos.
You will do the same thing. You will take a bite and you'll go.
Will Jonna put the leftovers in her purse when we bring it home?
Absolutely. Cliff Nelson, who comments on the stuff sometimes. Cliff came to Don Juan last week. T-Bob was leaving with the cookies. Cliff was yet to walk in. Saw T-Bob in the parking lot. Went, hey, T-Bob! You got the cookies? He walks in like with a stack of cookies. Because he before T-Bob ran out with all the cookies.
He wanted to get some.
Telling you, bro. Let's see. Ask Ryan, does Matt really miss the huddle?
Matt hates the huddle. And everything about it. And the YouTube chat.
Ask Ryan, I don't hate it.
You just don't like anybody in it.
No, it's not even that. I just don't. I'm just not going to be beholden to it. The show isn't for the 20 people that are sitting there chat. Like, I'm glad they're there. That's fine. But I'm not going to do the whole show just for those 20 people. There's, like, literally, like, thousands and thousands of other people listening, watching on other platforms. I'm not only directing all my attention there. That's the difference. Ask Ryan, did Broadmoor Media make the Hudco jingle? Definitely wasn't Catholic Boys. I don't know what that means.
I think the jingle is great, and I don't know what that means either.
It's so good. That's Toby Tompley who did it, by the way. Yep. Ask Ryan, how mad is Matt going to be when E-Rock beats him at the end of the season on the Pick'em?
It won't happen because Matt will cheat before that happens.
You're damn right I will. I will cheat my T. Heine off just to make sure I win. Let's see. Ask Ryan, go to gas station road trip snack from Josh Higgins.
Oh, man. Chips. I like chips when I'm driving. I'm a chips guy.
Ask Ryan, if you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred?
Probably stirred, maybe.
Ask Ryan, what's your baseball card worth?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many of them. It's probably like 25 cents.
Ask Ryan.
Don't ask it. If you have to make that face, don't even ask it. Don't say it. Don't do it. Just say, wrapping up, see you guys Monday. Say that. Thanks for listening.
Ask Ryan.
Oh, God.
Can you see your feet in your driver's license photo?
Somebody's already asked that. It's already been asked. And it's not that funny.
I just imagine a picture.
That's not that funny.
Right.
That's not funny. Somebody's already asked that.
AFR.
Brought to you by Shawbill's Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Bumper-to-bumper auto service and name brand tires at wholesale prices. Do you know what happened to me?
You got a nail in your tire.
No. I got a message from someone that said, hey, does Shawbills have a discount code? And I said, well, yeah. Go to ShawbillsTire.com and look at the promotions tab, and there's a bajillion of them.
Let's look at that.
Like, no, just look at the screen. I'll pull it up for you here. Paulie, if you want to grab this, look, boom. You hit for the promotions tab there at the top of the screen. Like, there's no, like, Moscona special or anything. There could be.
Oh, my
Look at
gosh.
that. Michelin rebate, Firestone install offer, $70 off Bridgestone, Michelin, BF Goodrich.
Off.
Look at all, like, all that's there's service offers as well. Like, they will get you the best price possible for the best tires on the road. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. It just hits different. Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
In most cases, you'll never get more for your trade-in than right now at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. Now's your chance to upgrade. You can pre-order your new Toyota today or choose one of our pre-owned vehicles and we'll buy back your current vehicle at a price that will absolutely amaze you. You can walk away with more money in your pocket than you ever thought possible. At Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, that's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.